just living my life, just living my life, just living my life. Just living my life, just living my life, just living my life. It's my time. Just living my life, just living my life, just living my life. It's my time. Just living my life, just living my life, just living my life. It's my time. I came from Philly, then I moved to Harrisburg. Spent time in Cali, blowing on the rarest herb. Made some bread, was a manager then. Good at dealing with people, couldn't handle the pen. Money had me scrambling like Randall back then. Ups and downs with my chick, hard to handle it, man. What's the dough really mean without family and love? Still go for your dreams, but put family above all the shallow shit. People try to take you off your path, you don't allow that shit. Stop wanting love from those that don't know you. Appreciate your folks that seen what you go through. Why would I stop? I don't even know how. Papa Zan, that's the only way I'll slow down. I could entertain y'all, but I'm no clown. Puff and puff on that L till it blows down. Just living my life, just living my life, just living my life. Just living my life, just living my life, just living my life. Just living my life, just living my life.
Hey everyone, Anthony with Interviews with Everyday People, sitting here with the band Phazed. I'll let you guys go around and introduce yourselves in a second, but let's get the nonsense plug bullshit out of the way first. Oh, and you are allowed to curse. If you haven't watched other interviews, go for it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Sweet. Knock it out of the park quick. So yeah, if you guys like what you hear or you want to support us, we do have a merch page. Links below. All the links that everything we're going to talk about today are all links below. So the band's Facebook page where you can find their music. If they get anything merch or upcoming shows, that'll all be linked below. But once again, I want to thank you guys for all the support between audio and video. It's been amazing what you guys have been doing. We have 2 brand new microphones because you bought merch. So I'm really excited to see everyone with the merch and wearing it and supporting it, except my weird wife who bought a pillow with my face on it. That's still creepy. I can never get over that.
You'll be next to her always.
Yes, it's so weird. I slept on it like with the first time she got it because I passed out on the couch and I was like, oh my God, this is comfortable. And I looked, I was like, I just slept on my own face. Yeah, it was weird. They are really comfortable pillows. But yeah, check out the Teespring sites. We have them for every page. And then go hit that Facebook. Really, really happy to announce we just hit 2,000 people in the page.
Nice. Oh, wow.
And we're actually coming up. Yeah, we're actually coming up on our year mark. So we've actually hit 2K before we even hit a year yet. So
wow. Nice.
Yeah, a lot of grinding, a lot of people sharing and supporting, and I really, really, truly appreciate that. But we're gonna go around. We'll start with you, and we'll go around. So introduce yourself.
All right, guys. I am Gabriel Zweizig. I am the drummer for Phazed.
You gotta do the little spin move. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Now you broke it. Just tighten. There you go.
Hi, I'm Dan. I'm the guitarist for Phazed.
I'm Andy. I'm the bassist for Phazed.
And I'm Mike, and I'm the singer and rhythm guitarist for Phazed.
Yes. So I've seen you guys perform once, and you were on bass duties because Andy was not there that night at the Roundhouse.
Yeah, he was out of town that week.
Yeah.
On vacation.
Where'd you go?
I went out to Pittsburgh for a convention.
Nice. What was it kind of convention?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know?
Was it like a Comic-Con one or like...
Something like that.
All right, cool. I like it. My buddies just were at New York Comic Con.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so while I was at Notre Dame, they were at New York Comic Con.
Nice.
So I don't know if you guys know Andy Hedder from our Not Cool in High School show and the wrestling show.
Yeah.
So Andy likes to go to Comic Con, and the first day he dresses up as a character. This year he went as Aquaman, and then day 2 he always dresses up as a female character.
Oh.
So he went as Gem in the Holograms.
Oh my God.
I don't know the show, but Andy wore heels, a pink dress, a wig,
Oh boy.
the whole nine. The whole
Good
nine.
him.
They were very complimentary on Andy's legs. Yeah.
They say the remake of that movie was one of the worst movies of all time.
Yes. Yes. It did not do very well. I actually have Andy on my fridge as Mrs. Claus. Behind you.
my
yeah.
He makes a great woman. He really, really does. The guy's a stud. But yeah, so I only went to one con ever, and it was in Pittsburgh. I went to I think it's Steel City Con. Did not enjoy it as much as I thought I would.
What was there?
Adam West, which I thought would have been awesome before he died. Burt Ward, Julie Newmar. So they had some of the 1966 Batman, which I'm a huge Batman fan. Adam West, they say never meet your heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came very true for me that day.
Nice.
He's like $100 for an autograph, and we're like, cool. I'm like, nice to meet you, Adam West. He's just like,
Oh,
Didn't even say
Little
he,
letdown.
he wouldn't look at you. He wouldn't speak. He wouldn't talk. Like all I wanted to hear was like, "No problem." Like that. Nothing. You
Jesus
couldn't.
Christ, $100. You better be kissing my ass or something.
Yeah, I'm not one for like autographs or meeting a celebrity or treating a celebrity any different. Sorry, I had beer burps already. I'm gonna sip in. But it wasn't that great. Like I walked up to China, like another person who passed away not too long after that con, and she had no one at her table. Like no one knew who China was because it was a con, and not a lot of wrestling fans really, I guess, were there.
Yeah.
And I walked up like, "Oh my God, Degeneration X! Like I'm a huge wrestling fan. Like thank you for being a part of my childhood." And before she could say anything, her handler was like, "If you're not paying money, please excuse yourself." And I was like, "There's no one here." Like I walked straight up to your table, like bye, and I
Yeah.
left.
Oh
Took
my
my
God.
gratitude,
I would have
you
looked
know.
him in the face, just be like, boy.
Yeah, I was really angry. Ralph Macchio was there. He had zero line. Nobody,
ridiculous.
like the Karate Kid, is sitting there,
Yeah.
and I just walked up to him and had a full conversation. I actually paid for an autograph because he actually was cool as shit. And the biggest one for me was Tom Savini. He's like a special effects makeup artist and actor.
Okay.
So he did like Jason. He did Dawn of the Dead.
Okay.
He was in Dust Till Dawn. So in Dawn of the Dead and Dust Till Dawn, he was the guy with the black hair and the mustache. A goatee. He always has a goatee.
Okay.
He has a TV show too where he like teaches kids how to do special effects makeup.
Oh, that's
cool.
so
He's like the
cool.
godfather of it. But he was really cool. So we went to that. But it wasn't that great. It was a bunch of smelly nerds.
That's pretty much every con.
Oh my God! It was like people like oh, let's go to a con. All right, cool. How are you getting ready? Oh, I'm not gonna wash for a week. Like I really want to stink this room up. That's every con I've ever went to. Like I went to concerts and I was like, all right, you know how that one guy in the room, you're like, fucking wow, bro.
Oh, yeah.
That's how and then like everyone
everyone
brings
beat.
toys from like the 1960s and 50s that's been sitting in their grandmother's attic for 17 years. So a con to me, well, this one smelled like an attic mixed with armpits.
Some mothballs too, you know.
Yeah, yeah. And then you're like, cool, whatever your preference is. Like, if you like guys or girls, you're like, oh my God, I can't wait to go to the con. Because, like, a girl would be like, I'm going to see a dude dressed up as Aquaman, and he's going to be jacked, and it's going to be great. And a guy's like, I can't wait to go there because I hope someone's dressed as Mystique because it's all blue and skin tight. And people dress up as those, but they're the wrong people to do it.
Of course.
Like, Aquaman is like 750 pounds. You know what I mean? His trident is a fork that he just, like, it's like a pitchfork that he eats with. And Mystique is a 900-pound woman who painted herself blue and put pasties on. And you're like,
that sounds about right.
honey, no one wanted to see that. I now hate the X-Men. Thank you. But yeah, so we're going to learn about the band a little bit here and have some fun.
Yeah.
We're going to do deep dives on Alias. We're going to figure this all out.
Oh, shit.
So how long have you guys been together as a band?
Well, I kind of started the band by myself back in 2016 when I released Sanctuary on September 12th. And actually, none of these guys really joined me in the band until Dan was the next one to join in a little over a year ago when my old lead guitarist, Danny Corey, brought him in. And then Gabe, he started working with us probably a week later. I'm talking about the one show me, him, and our old guitarist have. He's like, oh my God, I haven't played there in forever. I look at him like, what the fuck do you play? And I had been searching for a drummer for years. He's like, oh, I play drums. Everyone in our kitchen turned and looked at me.
Yeah, it was really awkward. It's like my second day at work, and I was like, yeah, I play drums, and like everybody just, you know, stared right at me. I'm like, I must have did something wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
I look at him, I'm like, oh, buddy, we have to have a conversation later.
Yeah.
And then Andy, he started with us, like, how long ago did you start?
I started in February,
Yeah.
like, what, the week after I started working there.
Yeah, the week after he started
You
working
all
there.
work at the same place
all
3 out of 4 of us.
Okay.
For now.
for now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who doesn't work there right now?
Daniel.
Oh, you don't.
Dan doesn't.
Don't. Where do you work now, Dan?
Spin that mic around.
Yeah.
Walmart.
Well, like in the store or distribution center?
The store.
The store.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, like this guy, he was in my very first band back in high school, and he was doing his stuff with theater and everything, and I was just getting my legs off of, you know, dropping out of college and doing my own thing.
Yeah.
And when he started working with us, I'm like, dude, you got to come and jam with us, and the rest is history.
Now you come from a pretty musical family as well. Like, like not so much musical like when it comes to like playing.
Yeah.
But I mean, your family has very like they love music.
Yes.
They're big music fans.
Oh, yes.
And they support the local music scene tremendously. Mm-hmm. So if you don't know who his family is, I'll let you take that away as well.
Oh, well, I'm Michael Logathitis, you know. If you've ever gone to Beer and Burger downtown in Pottsville, you've seen my father,
Man, right there,
the bald man behind the counter with the big smile on his face all the time, talking to his customers all nice.
Yes.
My brother is Savis. He owns the Wheel in Pottsville,
And soon to be Tamaqua.
and soon to be Tamaqua. Yes, yes.
Are you guys
Very
gonna
excited for
relocate? Are you gonna stay in Pottsville?
that. It's up in the air right now,
Are
but
you guys gonna go like train the new cooks how to do the Pottsville thing?
that'll be me.
Yeah.
That'll be me.
Here's how to make the perfect grilled cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's funny because people like when it first opened. This is not throwing shade or anything. But
Yeah.
like when it first opened, people like really grilled cheese, like really, and then you go eat and you eat it and you're like, oh,
Yeah, this is
that's why.
Yeah.
like.
this isn't like what I make in my pan at my house.
Yeah,
And,
it's really good. Like I
Yeah.
haven't had a sandwich at the wheel that I have not liked yet.
I can tell you
And
this
I
right now.
and I get stuck onto one sandwich every time. I order the
Yeah.
same sandwich every time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
we test the sandwiches before they're on the menu, and we get rid of the ones you wouldn't like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
that's
favorite
true.
one is the I just like I kind of make it myself. I do regular bread,
Yeah.
smoked Gouda, kielbasi.
Okay,
There you go.
That's it.
that's all you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't put the horseradish or relish or anything. Like that's all I need.
Yeah.
And then I get like the steamed broccoli or mac and cheese, and you're good to go.
Oh my god,
Or mac and cheese.
I love the
Yeah.
mac and cheese.
Or
Yeah.
Mac and cheese is where it's at.
It's amazing. It's such a great place.
Yeah.
I have a lot of memories with, especially even the local music scene with the boys upstairs and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
St. Patty's Day at the Wheel.
Oh yeah, we were working.
Yep.
Yeah,
We were all
yeah, we
were
remember
there.
it. Don't worry.
Yeah, that was a great time. The best part. Did you hear about the broken light that happened?
Oh, I was there for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I was terrified.
Getting up on the bar and dancing, light falls.
Well, no. So Steve, when they do the melody, we call it the DG melody.
Yeah.
So I've probably told this on the show before. So if you heard this, I apologize. But Steve distracts the crowd and he goes up to the bar and then he starts at the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh,
and then when
yeah,
he does,
yeah.
and I. Well, my auntie said, and everyone goes, "You move with your auntie," like, you know, and he goes, "That's
Yeah.
not what she said." She goes, "If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one." And then I'm on the stage next to Platchko, and I start rapping Jay-Z, and everyone's like, "What the fuck is
Yeah,
happening?"
I remember that.
Right,
Yeah.
so Platchko jumps in the air like he's feeling it,
Yeah.
and he jumps and puts his head through the light.
Boom.
Now, Savis's wife,
Kelly, yeah.
Kelly, is right in front of me. Now, the entire night before setting up, Savis is like, I don't care what happens. Like, obviously, just don't burn the place down.
Yeah.
But the only thing that cannot happen is none of these lights can break. They're
right.
older than all of us, and they're irreplaceable. I just can't. And so, as soon as it smashes, I'm mid-rap, and I'm like, still rapping, and I'm looking right in Kelly's eyes. Kelly's
fuck,
having
fuck,
a great time. It's St. Patty's Day. Everyone had a couple drinks.
Yeah.
And I'm just going, and I'm lifting up our coats to the side of the stage and shoveling the glass under the coats. And the best part was we had a bucket, like a painter's bucket, and we would just pass it through the crowd, or I'd walk out the front door that was locked because it was full to capacity.
Yep.
And then
Yeah,
going
yeah,
around
right.
the side door, filling the bucket up with beers, and then coming back around, and then we're all on stage having a good time. But it was such a good time, man. Like, if you're in the Pottsville area and you're looking for something to do St. Patty's Day, get to the wheel
Yeah,
early
yeah,
because
early.
it fills up quick.
I will have to lock you out if you're not there.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a great time.
Yeah, unfortunately, the place is not that big.
Yeah.
So capacity isn't as big as you'd like it to be.
It's a great place to have fun with some music too. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's a really good time.
Oh yeah. We've had 2 shows there, and each time it was always great. You know, crowds were always good. Everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did the same thing. Walked around with a bucket full of beer, and I had it sit next to my drum kit and whatnot. Didn't know there was a hole in it. We get done playing, and just water was leaking all over the stage. I was like, "Oh, it makes sense now."
Yeah, yeah. I don't think there was time for the leak with us. It was they went quick. Like we always like, how come the boys upstairs don't have koozies? Because we never hold a beer long enough for it to get cold or get warm. But yeah, Wheel's amazing. If you live under a rock and you're not from the area and you don't know what the Wheel is, then shame on you. So yeah, you guys started. You guys all worked there. What would your favorite? We're doing like a huge Wheel plug. I don't know. What took a weird turn, but I'm digging it. But
that's fine.
what is your favorite sandwich on the menu?
Oh,
We're gonna go around the room, so get prepared.
you want to take it off, Mike?
Sure. Like the Mikey. What am I doing? Okay, so white bread, American cheese, bacon, red onion, pickles, and barbecue sauce. That's like my go-to every single time.
Wow, that's a lot going on there.
Oh yeah.
Lovingly named the Mikey.
Oh yeah. Like whenever I'm like just picking at stuff, like because we work in a kitchen, man. Like we're in there probably like 8 to 10 hours on our really busy days at a time. So like when I'm picking at stuff, I'll just grab a piece of cheese, strip of bacon, a little bit of red onion in there, and that's my snack. That's it.
Am I vibrating? Broke my own rule. What about you? What's your sandwich, Annie?
Oh, geez. Usually I go for sourdough, mozzarella, and Gouda. I do 2 cheeses because I'm that bitch.
100%.
The smoked Gouda is amazing.
It really is. Buffalo chicken, fresh jalapenos, not the breaded ones, and then sometimes onion straws, mushrooms. Comes together real nice. Mwah, Mom's recipe.
What would your sandwich be?
You gotta go with that white bread, smoked Gouda, bacon, onion straws, and ranch dressing.
Ooh. I don't know about the onion. I'm not an onion guy.
You're not an onion guy.
Not an
Onion
onion
guy.
guy.
Yeah, onion on everything.
Fried onions are the only onions I'll eat. I don't like any other food.
Yeah.
No, me and Mike, we sit there eat red onions just right off the.
Oh.
Yeah, it's good.
Terrible.
Note to not talk to you guys while you're in the kitchen all day. Don't do it.
Yeah. Mine, actually, I didn't know I liked them till recently, but Reuben. So the wheel makes their own wheel Reuben. Rye bread, kielbasa, Swiss, sauerkraut, Thousand Island dressing. And since we made it just a month or two ago, I've probably eaten 10 or 15 of them.
Now, did you like the Reuben or did you like the Scoobin? Because the Scoobin was the one with the kielbasa. The Reuben's the one with the actual like.
Oh, no,
beef.
no, yeah, the Reuben then with the corned beef.
With the corned-
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, so yummy.
Do you guys still
Yeah.
do the 462 sandwich where it's like a pierogi, kielbasi, like sandwich? I call it the 462. It's probably
dude,
called something else, but it's
we
like,
get
the-
that combo probably around like 10 to 15 times a day.
yeah, it's I call it like the Shenandoah sandwich.
The good old skook. We could do that's skook, right? With
Yeah.
That's basically the
the
skook.
bread's Bellinis. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, to me, that's Shenandoah. Like, when you think Schuylkill County, obviously, in a whole, that can get grouped in. But when
Yeah.
you're in Schuylkill County and you're like, I want kielbasi, Bellini bread with a pierogi, you're like, all right, you're from
Yo,
Shenandoah.
462 the fuck.
Yeah. Like that's a Shenandoah sandwich. But yeah, man, it's fucking awesome. It's such a cool place. What was that place before the wheel?
My dad owned it, and it was the famous bar before my
Okay.
brother took it over.
Okay. And your brother was also going back to like local bands and support music. He used to work at the Strikers.
Yep.
And he had a lot of great bands come in and out of that place, and it's still one of the
Yeah, little
best place to have music right now in this area.
little tidbit. Back when he was running Strikers, I think he told me that he got Crowbot one of their first shows there.
Yeah. Yep. And one of their last I don't know if it was him that was still there. It might have been, but it was one of their last shows before they got signed.
Yep.
Was at Strikers because they went and played Strikers. They did an acoustic set. Then they did a full band with, at the time, the new bass player and new drummer that are no longer with the band. But they did like a rehearsal type show at Strikers and then went and did the showcase show, which ended up getting them their first contract. Yeah, that happened at Strikers.
Oh, my brother is super supportive of like all the local musicians and everything. Too.
100%.
Especially for me too. I remember for Christmas one year, his gift to me was voice lessons with Brandon.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. Like he's great.
Yeah, I love those guys to death. I'm a big Crowbot guy, just not even just for their music, just because they're great people. They're good dudes. But yeah, and then so I got to see you guys at the Roundhouse that night, and it was you guys, Look Alive, and Faith in Exile.
Yep.
Awesome show.
Yeah, it
so
was.
much fun. The Roundhouse is hot. It gets hot in there, man. It gets
Oh
hot
my
quick.
God,
yeah, it
yeah.
did.
Whew, it was a hot night, but
Yeah,
it was so much
sweating.
fun.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to music, guys, like, do you have an EP out, album?
There's like 8 songs on it, so I'd like to call it an album. We put it, me and my old guitarist put it out back in November 2017, so it's coming up on 2 years that it's been out, which is like crazy. But like 3 of the songs, he wrote all the instrumentals for. I wrote a majority of the lyrics. Then the other 5 songs were kind of just songs that I wrote in the back room of my house just with my guitar.
Yeah. So you're like the David Grohl. You like wrote the whole first album by yourself, and then got people.
Basically, yeah. And like that's the best part too with
Yeah.
the whole writing process now is like actually having these guys with me, because with the newest 4-5 songs that we've been doing, the whole writing process, it's just been a huge step up from what like I was doing before.
Yeah, everything's a lot more intricate. All the musical parts are really coming together a lot more than the
all of
old
our
album.
styles blend together very well. And
So what are we'll go around the table again here, but what are some of your musical influences? I already know yours is Van Halen because you've been listening to that forever, and I know your dad's a huge David Lee Roth fan.
Sammy Hagar.
Yeah, I know. Sammy, I was throwing some being funny,
Van
but
Hagar.
he's definitely a Hagar guy.
Van Hagar.
Van Hagar, yeah. Because I always argue him like, oh, listen, I like Van Halen, but the Hagar days were not my favorite. And he's like, you don't know music, get away from me.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like Hagar alone. Mm-hmm. Hagar just did a really good interview on Howard Stern.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I don't support David Lee Roth as a human because as a human he sucks. But he's a great front man. Like, I wouldn't want him in my band because I'd probably choke him out. Like, I would want a Hagar in my band because he's a better human.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you, I like both sides of Halen, but the Hagar is a good guy. But what are some of your other influences?
There's like some of the old school stuff that I grew up with, like with my dad, like just driving in the car, like obviously Van Halen, Aerosmith, the Beatles, Elvis, stuff like that. And then on my mom shows me like all the like newer bands that I like probably my biggest ones that she showed me from growing up was like early Nickelback, 3 Days Grace, Stained, Three Doors Down, bands like that. And then she'll come around and say, "Oh, hey, Michael, listen to this band." And now I'm a huge Bad Flower fan.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Nice.
And it's a wide range of things because I'll dip into some like hip hop or some other genres like that too when it all depends on what I'm feeling that day.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I go all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Andy?
Oh, there's so many from different points in my life. Like, my dad would always have me listening to like classic rock, like the Van Halen, like AC/DC, that kind of stuff. My aunt would always have me listening to hair metal, but then my mom, I would be going to preschool, she'd be blasting Godsmack. So there's a lot there. And then growing up myself, I went through the Limp Bizkit middle school phase.
Oh yeah, angry white boy music. That was
Right?
That was my jam at one point. I loved all that stuff.
Like new metal through middle school, the metalcore, deathcore stuff during high school, and now I'm leaning more into pop music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of all over the place. Like I love Hannah Gill. She has like this kind of club jazz vibe, and like the vocal style in that is love that.
I have like a guilty pleasure, but I think like I listen all the time and I'm always singing it in the house. I'm a huge Lizzo fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was just playing in the car on my ride here.
Yo, she's fucking awesome. Like, I just love how confident she is in herself. Like,
Yeah.
Confidence to me, I always love confident people. Now, I kind of like those people who borderline with high confidence, where the point where people think they're being cocky. Like, there's that line that's being told. Like for example, like Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor's super, super confident, but he is also kind of cocky, but you can't define that line because you don't know where it starts and ends.
Yeah.
Because he truly believes everything he says.
Right.
And he'll try to 100% to back. Like, Cardi B is the same way. Like, Cardi B is extremely confident and confident in herself, and she doesn't give a shit what you think about her, and she's going to say what she wants. And I kind of admire that about, like, when people have that confidence.
To.
Yeah. And Lizzo's like that. She's like, most in society, like, if you're kind of heavier or overweight and you're like, oh, you shouldn't be wearing this or doing that, and she's walking around in lingerie in her video, just like, I'm a fucking goddess. Tell me I'm not.
Like, yes, you are, bitch.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'd be like, you know what? You are. I would talk to you in the bar if I was not married.
But yeah, like Ariana Grande is one of my guilty pleasures. Like, she can kick it. And Pink, I mean,
I love Pink.
I mean, as gay as I am, Pink is fucking hot.
Yeah.
Like,
Pink,
holy shit.
Pink is fucking awesome. I think Pink is the top female performer of our generation, and she doesn't get the credit for it.
Oh, of course.
I could agree with that.
Like, people are like Beyonce, and I'm like, fuck that. Beyonce doesn't hold a candle to Pink. And she's from PA, too, so she gets brownie points.
Also true.
Yes.
a little biased.
Also
you know?
true.
What are some of your songs? You're ready to spin it. You're like, get me in, coach.
We're going to go to the complete other side of the spectrum here with my influences. So, Avenged Sevenfold,
Okay.
Trivium, Killswitch Engage, a lot of that classic metalcore type stuff, even some deathcore in Thy Art of Murder and Whitechapel. all kinds of different.
That makes sense with your solos because
Yeah.
you're a psycho.
yeah.
When you were playing, I was like, "Holy shit, this kid is a beast."
Yeah.
It's like I've seen a lot of local bands, and if there's one thing we don't have shortage, like there's plenty of in this area, is some really talented solo, heavy, like slashing slow solo
true.
guitarists.
Yeah.
Like between you, Look Alive, No Rain Checks, like there is some solos out there. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
Kevin and Max are great
Yeah.
too.
both super, like I always made a joke, like because everyone was talking about Kevin, like they're like there was a point where Kevin was just like a guitar player. And then Kevin just locked himself in his house for a while, and then came back out and had this ability. And I was like, so we made like a backstory that Kevin went to Port Clinton and sold his soul to the devil at the crossroads, and so that was like our backstory. Like that's how Kevin got good. So
Yeah.
then we were at the No Rain Check show, and Max is tearing it up. And I leaned over to Ken. I'm like, did he go to Port Clinton too? And he goes, yeah, but he got a way better deal.
Pulling out the pick of destiny.
Yeah, Max is crazy, and I love Max's facial expression when he plays. Like he's shocked he's playing it too. Like he's like, oh my god! It's so much fun.
Yeah.
What are some of your influences?
A lot of '90s alternative stuff. Puck punk bands, Black Flag, Snod, Blink, Green Day, all that. Anything that was pretty much '90s. It always clicked with me. So I always kept that genre. It's just I have fun playing it. But now that I'm with these guys, it's a lot of hard rocky. We do the metal stuff with Dan with all of his guitar shredding and shit. And yeah, it's really fun. It's cool. It's breaking out of my shell a lot.
Yeah, did you just listen to the new Blake album?
No, I haven't yet.
It's pretty good. It's
is
different.
Was it?
It's good. I liked it. There's 2 albums that came out recently that I was like really excited for.
Who was doing the singing for Blink-182?
It's
I haven't really
it's
looked up
Mark
on it.
and
Yeah, so Mark and
I forget the trio guy or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I always forget his name because it's not Tom. I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah.
yes.
He's just
Poor
buying
Tom.
time for Tom to get back in the band for me. But yeah, the new Blink album was awesome, and then the Steel Panther, going back to the hair metal. I'm a huge Steel Panther guy.
yeah?
I made my mom listen to it on the way home from Indiana. She was not impressed. Yeah. Being in a car and you pull glory hole on for your mom, you've crossed a new bridge.
Oh, please. My mother would play Something in Your Mouth by Nickelback all the time in the car with me, and I was probably around like 10 years old. I thought I was a badass.
Yeah. The first time I played Nookie for my mom, she's like, she ripped that off as fast as she goes, I'm not listening to a song about sticking cookies in your ass. Yeah. And then now and like, fast forward another 15 years, I'm in a car with her, and she's listening to Glory Hole by Steel Panther.
Nice.
Yeah. And now Steel Panther's on tour with Crowbot, which is like the greatest
That's crazy.
thing.
Oh, that's so cool.
I'm going to probably the New York show, the very last one when they end on tour. I'm driving out because I can't get off during the week for the Philly one.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go up to the New York one. But like my 2 favorite bands are like gonna be playing together, which is
How could you not?
Yeah. When Bishop told me, like when we were doing the Skook stuff, we were on our way to PA Live, and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna be Steel Panther," and I was like,
Huh?
"Wait, what?" He's like, "Yeah, obviously you can't don't say anything because it's not out yet." I was like, I want to cry, and I try not to crash this car right now. Like, thank you so much. I'm like, I'm driving like this. Because this would be like the 4th or 5th time I've seen Steel Panther.
Yeah,
Like, I
that's
drove to
awesome.
Pittsburgh to steal Steel Panther. Like, I'm a huge Steel Panther fan. Like, they're super gimmicky, but they're very good at their instruments. Like, they're all super talented.
Yeah.
Even though they make like the most corniest songs of all time, and the lyrics are super Dr. Seussy, but they're awesome.
Hey, man, that's what works.
Yeah, I love it.
That's kind of how I was years ago seeing Mushroom Head.
Yeah.
Like I think I saw them like 6 times.
Really?
I had a shirt at one point with all of their signatures on it, and it ended up getting washed. So they're all gone.
Oh no.
This was my autograph shirt.
It was at one point.
I see. I'm a
swear.
huge T-shirt guy. So like when I went to go see, if I go to see someone, I'm like, don't autograph this because I definitely still want to wear it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like my T-shirt collection is out of control. Like I have a huge closet, top and bottom are completely mine. T-shirts full. Then I have 2 drawers filled with T-shirts, and then I have 4 piles on my dresser of T-shirts.
No. Boy.
Yeah, and 90% of them are local bands and wrestling.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm always wearing like a wrestling or local band T-shirt.
There you go.
Yeah, that's 90%. Or like a Batman shirt, like a superhero shirt.
You gotta have
I
a
dress like I'm
Batman
12
shirt.
still. Like I dress like.
It's all right.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with
I
that.
think like a quarter of my wardrobe is like Kingdom Hearts shirts. So.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of video game shirts, shockingly. I just
Most of mine are beer shorts. Shirts.
I'm slowly getting there
Wearing one now.
with the beer podcast. I'm slowly getting there. I just got a beer shirt from Fatheads Brewing Company.
Oh, yeah?
When I was in Ohio, yeah, their stickers are all over the place, but really, really good. But we just did musical influences. Favorite bands in the area. Let's stick with that thread.
Favorite bands in the area. I gotta go with all my I'm friends with a good majority of the guys around here. Like No Rain Checks, Max and Austin and their drummer, like they're great.
It's hard to pick a favorite.
It is. And then there's Look Alive with Brett, Jordan, John, and Kevin. Like such great musicianship. And then Ma and Tungo with everything that they're doing,
their new song is awesome. Oak is great.
Yeah. I remember listening to that back when they were Strength and Allies too, and like just to see it evolve from what it was to what it is now. Like when it came out, I'm like,
yeah.
Like, yo, this is really good.
They scratched my itch when it comes to like that was the music I listened to in high school. Like I called like the sad boy music. Like, but like, because it's like the it's like a pop punk emo-ish.
Yeah, that's what I like about it.
I hate like putting people in like a group, but that's what it reminds me of. It's like that style of music. I love it, and I love the fact that when I heard them first, so I heard the songs, and then I heard the voice that came out of it, and I was like, this is fucking great. And then I went to a show, and so when you look at a band, you're like, all right, you're trying to pick point like. I always look like, who's the front man? So if you looked at, if Mahantungo walked into a club, and you're like the front man, immediately your eyes go to Brett.
Yep.
Right? And you're like, that's going to be the guy, that's the voice. And then Liam steps up.
Yep.
He's a bigger dude, and he just puts out that voice, and you're like, fuck yes, I love this band. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, and the energy on them is just insane.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, they're all super talented. And Austin's fucking awesome.
Austin is great.
Yeah. And he's not just an awesome musician, but he's a good person too. Like he's trying to like save the world and be a marine biologist. Like good for him.
I remember back in high school with me, Liam, and Austin. Like whenever let's say it's the end of the school year or we're going on Christmas break or something. Him, Liam, and me would all bring our guitars in. And we would just go into the band room and just hang out and just play for like hours. It was always such a great time. Like they're such great guys.
Yeah, and there's not just the original bands. I mean, even the cover bands in our area are fucking good.
Oh, right?
Yeah, there's so many good ones. But yeah, it's hard. Like every weekend I go like, who do I go see? Like, and then I feel like, all right, I gotta be quiet and go to this show because I don't want to get these guys. Like, it's hard to spread yourself to try to support a little bit everybody. But it's. Yeah, I actually missed the good show this week with Mahantungo. With Handguns. I've never seen Handguns.
Oh, I haven't either.
Yeah, and Billy Trey's going on tour with them now.
Really?
Yeah, Billy. I guess they're out of Harrisburg, Handguns, and I guess they're doing like a big tour, and Billy's gonna be their fill-in guitarist. I know. Eddie filled in with them for a couple. Like for a tour. And then now he's like hanging out with the Crowbot guys, which warms my heart to death because if there's anyone on this planet who deserves it. At all the music scene, it's fucking Eddie Collins.
Yeah, I know.
He's such a good guy. Good guy, man. I love him to death.
Him and his father played at the first like soft opening that we had for the Wheel.
Really?
Oh yeah, they were awesome.
You guys should get for the
guy.
Wheel. You guys should get Three's a Company. Yeah, that's a good band. They're good. And they don't have a huge setup, so I think they'd be perfect.
Yeah,
for that little like the stage.
Yeah, because our stage is so small.
Yeah,
it's hard
you have to cater your music acts to what you have available. And like it's hard to put a full band in there. When you guys do, you just like an acoustics night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And plus like. The Wheel is really pretty. Like it's a very nice, and so you don't want to put in like certain people and be like, we're gonna fucking tear this place down. And
like,
people, we did tell a light story. You know what I mean?
We're all
to open up a pit in the middle. Yeah.
And we're all standing in the back like,
I mean, we have to clean this place. We work there. Like, just don't do that.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing too, man. Like there's so many talented just acoustic acts in our area. Like School County has something for everybody when it comes to the music.
It's true.
It's so good. And then even some of the bands, they've actually branched off and just do like acoustic things where like JT Thomas will just play with like Brandon Johns, or he'll play with Brent and just do an acoustic thing. You know what I mean? Like it's so much cool stuff out there, man. Like if you're in our area and you're complaining because there's nothing to do on a weekend, you're not looking in the right places.
Exactly.
Because there's a band everywhere all the time. Yeah. And the reason why the bands like go out of the area is because not a lot of people go out and support it either. So you got to go out and do that. It's super, super important. But when you guys write your music, where do you go for inspiration, or what are some of your songs derived from?
Well, I can say for me lyrically, for a lot of my songs, it's basically whatever's going on with me at that time. And quite frankly, I only really, and this is going to sound really dumb, but I really only get the inspiration to really write lyrics when something bad is going on.
Yeah.
Like, and because
Heartbreak, bad.
heartbreak, you know.
How'd you quote it? It's the phases of your life.
Yeah, this whole band, like when I came up with the name back when I was like 12, this whole thing was just about, I wanted to write about like what's going on with me, what the phases of my life, and just, I'm not really one with talking about, they can tell you, I'm not really one with talking about my feelings very much with people. That's how I do it.
Yeah. That's when I was, because you guys, age-wise, what are we looking at? Like,
I just turned 23.
yeah.
I'm 22.
20.
20?
He's the baby.
Yeah, and I'm 28.
Yeah, so like he's a little closer to me. I'm the older guy in the room, but like when I was younger too, like I didn't do that either.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like we are from School County. We are men, you know what I mean? So it's,
Yeah.
you're supposed to suppress that shit. Like you're not supposed to cry.
Yeah,
You're not
be a
supposed
man.
Yeah. Like, no, I'm really hurting right now. Fuck that, pussy, grow a pair. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, and you're like,
Pimps
that's
don't cry.
yeah, like yeah. I mean, it's tough. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things I had to change in my life from the time I was 15 to like I'm 32. The way I perceive things, the way I speak, the way I like it's because it's hard in this area because if you're like, I don't want to say certain words because they can offend people or hurt people's feelings, but I use them my entire life, and now why all of a sudden is it bad to say it now? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
That was the whole gripe right there from when we were releasing our song Change Me, because I came up with that whole song because someone in my past would always say 3 words to me: you're an asshole. So at one point I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna own it.
yeah.
And I had the whole thing written probably a couple days, and then we put it out, and let me just say right now, my family wasn't too thrilled to hear every cuss word in the book in one song of mine. And
That's how you felt, though.
Yeah, and just I didn't want to censor it. I didn't at all. And because, you know, that's exactly what music is. It's expression. And if I felt fuck you at that moment, then that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, 100%. And that's super important to not hold that back, because when you suppress things and you don't get them off your chest or have conversations that make maybe on people uncomfortable, like, hey, this is something I'm going through and I want to talk to you about it, or you've done me wrong, or I felt the way this is the way I don't like the way you're doing this. You gotta open those doors. And if the other person's not willing to reciprocate, that's not on you at that point, because you've tried to because everyone needs their peace of mind. You know what I mean? So. Some people, I'm deemed as an asshole to some people. It just depends on what day you catch me, or if I don't like you or not. You know what I mean? Like, I always tell people, I'm not trying to sound like I'm a tough guy or anything like that, but I'm better in your corner than against your corner.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I will give the shirt off my back to you.
Exactly.
But if you fuck me over,
That's it.
like, I'll still be nice to you.
Oh, yeah.
But just don't ask me for anything. Like,
literally, even over the past couple of years, some people have like come in and, you know, obviously great writing material.
Yeah.
Like one of the new songs that we've been working on right now is all about that whole situation. But, you know, some people that I thought like loved me and all that kind of stuff, just 3 strikes, like 2016, 2017, 2018, and that, well, not even 2018, but like this year. And it's just like boom, boom, boom. Oh, well, obviously I get it now. Like, you're not really gonna change, so I'm not gonna be a dick. I'm just saying, you know, you have a problem, come talk to me
when you're ready.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you're not going to, then I'm not gonna fuck with you.
Yeah, when I first started this whole podcast thing, I'm very open with my struggles and some of the things I've had in the past and some of the things I've done in the past and the way I've treated people and spoke to people and I was as a person. And then when I started doing this, and I honestly wanted to make a positive change in myself and my community and show people that I'm making that change, a lot of people didn't buy into it.
Yeah.
And I made a post and I said, hey, like, if we haven't talked in 10 years, it's because a phone works 2 ways.
Yep.
Or I've tried to communicate with you and open that bridge, but you're just not at the level I'm at right now. That doesn't mean I don't hate you. Like in 10 years, if you reach out to me and say, hey man, let's talk about it, then 100% we'll talk about it. Like just right now where my path is, you're just not involved in that. You know what I mean? And that's not being disrespectful to people. That's just growth as a human. And then I'm at the point now where I'm trying to be super positive, and I feel like if I show my positivity, then the people around me that I care about and love will also see that positivity and want to make that change without even me trying to push it on them. Yeah. It's like trying to be a light in a dark room. You know what I mean? And that's, I think that's really important, just for not your friends and your family, but for your community. Like the one thing that I really, really enjoy about our local music scene is the support for one another. Oh my God. You know, there's a band like you guys are playing here this night, and there's another band that you're friends with that are playing maybe 2 blocks away, and that band and your band are both saying, hey, we're playing here, hey, but also they're playing there. Yeah, you should check us out. Like whatever one you go to, we're honestly cool with that. You know what I mean? And I think that's amazing when it comes to growth as a band and as people. Like a lot of people say, like, yo, how come you plug other podcasts? Because what if if they're better than me and I put someone onto it and they enjoy that more than mine, then that's what it's about. Exactly. Yeah. Because if someone listens to mine and gets a good message out of it, or they get positivity, or they get the influence to make a change, or they want to inspire themselves to do things, like I want to show people now, like you guys are younger guys and you've been doing this a long time. Like if your passion is whatever it is, if it's music, if it's video games, it's drawing, anything, if it's just art or creativity, do it. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to be rich and famous right away, but grind at it. And it's not even about rich and famous. It's just doing what you enjoy doing. Exactly. There's 4 friends right now sitting at a table who enjoy each other's company, enjoy making music together, and then you have the benefit of going out and performing in front of people. That's awesome. That's the best part.
And working together.
Together.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
huge.
you know, we're always together, so obviously we have a connection.
And that's a huge testament, because I know, like, I love my coworkers. I work with some amazing, amazing people. But if I felt like I had to sit in the same room with them, work with them, and then write music and be creative with them, and then hang out with them on the regular, we would be a terrible band, because we would be Aerosmith. Like we'd be shooting guns at each other, you know what I mean? And, you know, but that's a huge testament to you guys with your connection and chemistry to each other. So like, do you guys often hang out with each other even when you're not doing music and working?
Oh yeah. Yeah, of course.
What is your common thing that you guys like to do together besides music?
Just
a lot of the time it's just like sitting around bullshitting, drinking beers or whatever.
Yeah. Except you don't drink beers.
No.
He's never had an alcoholic beverage in his life.
Not at all.
There's never been a kid in School County under the age of 21 that's enjoyed a beverage.
Ever.
Never.
No.
Not once.
He doesn't support that.
Now, we were kind of talking before. Andy doesn't really remember too much, but I actually knew Andy when he was younger. Yeah, he still had the longer hair and everything.
Oh my God.
Yeah, his dad. I knew his dad because I think his parents and my parents were friends, and you kind of hung out with my little brother for a little bit, Austin.
Yeah.
Super into video games.
Yeah, it's true.
We always talked like video games, and then he would kind of bust out some other stuff like the anime and stuff. I remember, right? You were like a Dragon Ball Z kid or something like that.
I did like Dragon Ball Z.
I remember you trying to talk to me about like you lost me on that one.
Yeah. I remember borrowing Animal Crossing from Austin years ago.
And your dad was a bowler? Did he bowl?
No. My dad was like the creative type. Like he did drawings.
I'm trying to think where our parents met then. Or was it just did you knew Austin and you just come over?
I knew Austin from
That's
school,
probably what it was. Like you guys just came over like a play date because you guys were younger at the time.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know. My memory is absolute shit.
Yeah.
So, but
back in your Money City days. No, did you you didn't graduate Money, right?
No, I moved to Pottsville partway through my freshman year of high school.
Yeah, I do vaguely remember you. Like, I seen the picture of you with the band. I was like, I know that kid. Yeah, yeah. And you didn't change at all. Like, you still look exactly the same as when you were a kid.
Because I'm an asshole and nothing's gonna change me.
Yeah. Oh, and he dabs on them bitches. But yeah, does your dad still do drawing and stuff?
My dad passed away.
Did he?
Yeah, back in 2014.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's all right.
Yeah, he was a super, super cool dude, man. Like, super into art. He was also very into music as well.
Yeah. He went through all sorts of bands in the area. I played a lot with Don Hostler, if you know him. A lot of the time he was the front man.
Yeah.
He was the guitarist. He was so talented. He could belt those high notes out. He could shred like a motherfucker. Like, it's a shame.
Yeah,
it really
100%. I sorry I wasn't aware of that, but yeah, he was a super, super cool dude. Like obviously Austin, he was friends with my brother, but his dad would like come to the house and just hang out, and we'd just be bullshitting. Like, he was a really, really good dude, man. Like, and then when you moved out of town, we kind of all lost connection there. So
Yeah.
it's actually kind of cool that we rekindled that. So Austin listens to all these, so I'm sure he'll watch this and remember you and stuff. That's
oh my
actually
God.
that's actually his service hat over there. He's
Oh, wow.
he's actually stationed in San Diego right now. He's in the
God
Navy
bless
as a corpsman, so he's like a medic. I think right now he's working as like a security guard in a hospital. So
That's really cool.
Yeah, he's
Hey, good for
he's
him.
doing really well.
Yeah,
yeah, he's
that's
doing
awesome.
Yeah, he actually come home in December. So if you guys have any shows in December, let me know. I try to, every time he comes home, I try to get him into some shows.
Yeah.
yeah,
I sure hope
That-
so.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
We're
When he-
shooting for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time he came home, we went to Mahantango show. Mm-hmm. That was when they played in like a backyard, and Tyler Smar filled in for them.
Okay.
It was like a punk show in like a backyard.
Yeah.
A lot of really cool bands there. But we didn't get to see all the other bands because we literally helped Tyler set up and like get to the show from Mahantango.
Yeah.
And then he had to go play a Bad Maggie show later on that night.
Oh my God.
So like we drove up with him, then drove back because Tyler and Austin worked together at Boss Cops. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they knew each other. So every time he comes home, I try to like, hey, like I knew someone that you used to know, and now they're doing music, or let's go see a cool band. And I try to like catch him up on everything he's missed in the area when he's home. So we'll definitely come out and see you guys play that.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. So what are some shows coming up for you guys?
We have one at Strikers on October 19th. I don't know exactly who we're all playing with. I know we're playing with Look
Look
Alive.
Alive, yeah.
John's so cool when it comes to helping us out with shows. When he knows he needs he has an open slot, he'll shoot me a message.
I love when bands play together. I know financially that when you do a solo show, you get a little more dough in your pocket. But I respect people who are maybe a little bit like, hey, we'll take a little bit less. Let's
Yeah, what makes
yeah.
the show?
but
you know,
let's
you all
just get people
together.
together and have a good time. Like,
Exactly.
it's a really cool vibe.
Yeah,
and
but-
I like the fact that like a band goes on. I hate when bands are like, I don't want to be the opener. No, that's your job to pick up the crowd and then keep it going for the next band. Like,
Yeah.
you're not an
Exactly.
opener.
Yeah.
Like, you're there to get the party started.
Yeah.
So go out there and kill it and
Well, yeah.
play as if you're the headliner. You know what
Exactly.
I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a cool thing with a lot of these bands that you guys do. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the bands in this area, no one's like the opener band here. Like, we all kick ass.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're just
100%.
waiting for your turn, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm waiting for this guy. Oh,
Yeah.
he's next. Doesn't
That's why I
matter.
always tell people, like, because they're always looking for open spots and feeling. I was like, I don't call no rain checks, because if you want someone to walk
They'll
into your
do it.
show next, like if there's a band you want to follow because they're gonna get people hyped up, it's no rain check.
Yeah.
because Austin will jump off stage and run around and get in your face.
with his bacon costume.
Well, Austin with his
God.
bacon costume,
Yeah.
sweating everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, Austin helps us with our wrestling show
Grease.
too.
Really?
Yeah, he's on our wrestling show. Wow. How I met Austin was me and Fulton for 2 years. My schedule was work Monday through Thursday.
Yeah.
Leave my house on a Thursday, kiss my wife goodbye. I don't even know how I'm still married. I have the greatest wife of all time. I would literally pack a bag. Sometimes not even do that, and then I would leave for Thursday night, go hang out with Steve and drink and hang out and go to shows. Then Friday, go like watch them play a show. Or wake up Friday morning, go to Farlow's, get a sub, and then
love
we did that for
Farlow's.
like weeks. And then come back to Steve's house, watch wrestling.
Yeah.
Then fall asleep, and then go to show Saturday, show Friday night, show Saturday, hang out Sunday, and then come back home Sunday night.
Oh my
So my wife
goodness.
didn't see me for like 4 days, and then it would be work from Monday through Thursday again, and then just do it all over again. But then we were at Farlow's for weeks just doing this, and then one day he's like, me and Steve were just kind of talk, like we talked to them, but we didn't really like talk to them.
Yeah.
So the one day me and Steve were like, yo, what pay-per-view we're going to watch when we go back? And he's like, oh, I think we should watch like WCW, this one, 90. And I'm like, I didn't really like WCW, but that'll be cool because I never watched it. And then he's like, Steve's dad, Austin's dad perks up. Jeff goes, wrestling. I like wrestling. And then we just start talking. Every time we went to Farlow's, we talked wrestling. And now then he's like, you should come over and watch a pay-per-view. So like my go-to spot every wrestling pay-per-view is their house.
Yeah.
And then I
nice.
met Austin through his dad, and then the whole like it just ever since then like we've just been really, really close. As
Small
like
world, man.
Yeah, yeah. And then he's like, I'm in a band. I was like, cool. I was like, I'm doing a podcast. You want to come and talk wrestling? He's like, yeah. Like, so yeah, he's cool kid, man.
Yeah.
That whole family's amazing.
Oh, yeah, they
Oh
are.
my god, yeah.
Yeah. So what are some future plans that you guys like? What are some goals for you guys that you want to do?
Some goals for us. Well, as soon as I can find it, because I have like my own interface and everything to hook up to my laptop and everything for recording. Right?
Yeah.
I wanted us to start like being able to demo out our new songs like we do it.
Yeah.
But first off, I have to find that. So I wanted to start that by November. So, you know, everything permitting, I want to do that. Other goals, I really want us to have this second album rolling, getting it all recorded and everything, touching everything up. Hopefully have it out like
Early next year,
halfway through next year, like at the very latest, because everything's just flowing so fast.
Yeah,
It's
like we're
awesome.
almost done.
Yeah,
Because you guys are inseparable.
We're almost.
It's kind of hard not to
we're
be.
always. It's like we're always working. You know, it's always tinkering in our heads.
How much of the kitchen is just you guys talking about your next song?
Oh, a lot of it.
It's usually us three working together. So
Is there anyone else in the kitchen with you guys, or is it just you three?
Oh no, we have.
We have a good like 4 other people on the crew that are typically in there daily.
Is there like other people like shut the fuck up already about this?
No, actually, like
they're all pretty big fans, you know.
yeah, they all buy our merch. They all support our music. Like, I
Perfect.
actually really love it.
That's good.
The shirt actually.
Yeah.
I came in the one day on a Sunday, just stop and say hello to everybody, and they're like, "So when are we getting our shirt?"
Michael, where the fuck is my shirt?
I'm like, "Well, I have them in the car." Like, "Oh, well, get us this." I ran out of mediums, smalls, and larges all in one shot just from the restaurant.
And I'm not saying this is your coworkers, but if you're friends with someone who creates something like a band or a podcast or something, do not go and ask them for a free T-shirt. Like I've had bands come say, "Hey, here's a free T-shirt," and I say, "Are you sure?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Are you?" Because you're gifting me that. That's honor to me because. I would 100% buy it. That's just how, or what we did, like how I did with other, like not, I don't think if I did with you guys, I would think of it with somebody else, right? We did like a shirt exchange. Yeah, so we do something like that, but don't ask for anything free, and don't expect them to give it to you free because you're buddies. If you're really his buddy, spend the $20 and buy a T-shirt on help him grow.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's super important. But yeah, I bought it. I loved it. So actually, I seen you guys. I felt so terrible because like some of your family like kind of got on me a little bit on Facebook. They're like, "Why isn't Phazed and Skookstock?" Not like angry, but they were like, they were sticking up for you guys. And I was like, man, like I wish they were. Like first off, I didn't know they were a band until we already booked it, and then I seen them at the Roundhouse, and I was like, well, shit. You know? And then I was like, well,
where were you?
I'm going to go buy a shirt because I want to support you guys. Like I really enjoyed what came out of you. Like I did not expect Scream at all. Like out of you, like, and it happened. It was awesome.
Thanks,
and then
man.
You on guitar, killing it. You on drums. It was a good. I wish I would have seen you on bass.
I wish I would have been there.
That's what makes us right there, man.
Yeah.
We're all together.
Yeah, I haven't actually heard the full band yet.
Oh,
You will soon.
Yeah.
October
Hopefully.
19th and then November 23rd, right?
23rd,
Yeah,
yeah.
November 23rd, we're playing up at the AMVETS in Pottsville.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm so excited for that October show. We're doing a special secret song
Yes,
that we've been
yes, we
working
are.
on, and then
Yeah.
we have a debut for one of our new songs.
songs.
Nice. Have you ever guys put any covers in your set list at all?
For the first show that we did, like as a full band, it was a 2-hour show, and quite frankly, I don't have 2 hours worth of my own music. So yeah, we had to. What was it, like 3 weeks? We had to learn like an hour and a half worth of covers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I honestly, like, I know a lot of original bands. I'm saying the ones that I've talked, but I do know it's like a stigma. Like, well, I only want to be as original. I don't want to be cover. But like, there's a lot of bands who started just like, hey, we'll do like the first set is originals. Like I've seen Crowbot do it. Well, the first set's originals are covers, and then hey, second set, we'll do. It's gonna be our stuff. So don't yell out don't yell at us that you want to hear another cover.
Yeah.
I was at a show in Strikers, and I was ready to fucking throw a drink at a lady because they literally did like 2 hours of covers acoustically, and they're like, "Hey guys, we really want to rehearse for our new show. We're gonna do some original, you guys." I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" Like a Crowbot show, like this is great.
We're waiting for it.
Like
you know?
during the Dio show, I didn't know they were gonna do original. I just thought I was going to go see them do Dio, and they're like, "We're gonna do Dio, and then we're gonna take a quick break and come back and do a whole Crowbot set." And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" You know what I mean? Like, so then like this girl she's literally at Strikers. She's sitting at the bar. She's not even facing the band. And every time there was a quiet spot, she'd go, "Play Tom Petty."
Oh, yeah.
And Bishop was Brandon's like, "Hey, we already kind of did our cover. We're gonna do it." Next song, "Play Tom Petty," and I was like,
It's like, bitch, shut the fuck up.
yeah, I was like, please stop. And then Brandon just looked back at Bishop, and Bishop kind of, and they played Last Dance from Mary Jane, and it literally sounded like it came off Tom Petty's record. And the
Beautiful.
entire time they played it, She never even turned around to acknowledge the fact that they
Why
played it for
would
her.
she?
And I was like,
not.
You know,
what the
you're the
fuck?
worst
Like,
type of person. You know?
Why would she?
yeah, don't be that person.
Yeah.
But yeah, I it'd be fun to hear, like, see, because the reason I like when bands do covers, because you could always spin a cover into a different thing.
Oh, absolutely.
And then, like, kind of hearing your different like genres of music and what you're into, it's kind of interesting to see how you just would adapt that into your own little thing.
Yeah.
Like no Rain, like Look Alive, not Look Alive, Apollo 88.
Yeah.
Like they sneak their originals in between their, like, when they're doing covers, but their covers are like the same type of, like the Blinks, the Green Days, the pop punk, and then they sneak an original in there, and you have no idea it's an original because it fits everything they're covering.
Yeah.
And they use, like, because they're still very, very new. Like, they just started, like, November last year, so they're still
Really?
building up. Yeah, they're very, very new. So what they do is they pick songs like, hey, for, you know, this month, we're going to do songs that challenge our drummer. And then they'll do, like, Foo Fighters and Blink-182 and this and this and this. And their drummer gets better because they're covering songs that challenges them. You know, and then they're like, all right, well, he needs work. He's going to work on guitar now. You know, he's here because he's a brand new guitar player. Now he's here. So every time you go see them, you can see the progression of the band.
That's smart.
And they're picking covers that challenge them to become better musicians, which I think is like a cool thing. Like, I love going to see Apollo 88 because, as someone who likes them as people, and I like they're good kids, I like to go every time and see, like, oh my god, he's getting so much better, because because you could tell, like, their work ethic is there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I dig that. I dig that a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you said that show in the October show. Is it just you guys only? Or are you playing with some people?
That's the one we're playing at Strikers. We're playing with Local Live. They said there's a couple other bands.
Is it a Halloween show?
I don't think it's exactly a Halloween show, but it's close enough where
Yeah.
we're like, you know, we really need to throw something Halloweeny into the set there. So
Yeah.
we got a good one for an opener.
Nice.
Yep.
I'm really excited for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
It's
a lot
weighing
of
on my
cool,
mind.
Halloween shows coming up. I can't wait to go see. I know Bad Maggie's doing one or two of them. I'm going to go try to check out. That one definitely interests me. And then I think the night of Halloween at Rumors is No Rain Checks, Flatline,
Flatline is there.
and who's it? There's a third band. I just can't remember.
There is. I'm drawing a blank too.
I'm
man.
drawing a fucking blank. It's probably some. I apologize if I forgot your
Same.
band.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. There's so many that
You can comment and yell later.
Yeah. Yell at us down here. Anything else you guys want to talk about? It could be anything. Kind of flew through a lot of stuff there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. I know.
I don't want to cut you out early. Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, honestly, I'm just like really excited for some of the new music we're working on.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like
that's
you
been a-
have that acoustic song you're working on. A
couple of
we
them.
We got some really kick-ass songs, like one that's inspired by Red Sun Rising. I've got mine that's kind of like a mixture of like Chevelle and Rage Against the Machine.
Cool.
So, like we're working on a lot of really neat stuff, I think,
Yeah.
and our styles are really blending well.
Yeah.
When
definitely.
it came to picking up instruments, what inspired you guys to pick up the instrument you chose?
Well, originally, when I first got into playing, I picked up a bass at first, but then I was listening to an interview that Aaron Lewis from Stained did, and he was saying that's what he did. You know, he picked up a bass for the first time, and he got this lecture saying there's no really, and which is obviously wrong, but he was told there was no really big bass players. Learn how to play guitar so you can write your own stuff like that. So I'm like, okay. I went to Fulton's when I was 14 and got my first guitar. I got it for my birthday that year. And Steve was actually my first guitar teacher.
Nice.
And so he taught me a good majority of the basics and everything, chromatic scales, all the chords and everything, and it just went from there.
It's crazy to me, because Steve tried to teach me some stuff, but every time Steve tried to teach me, we still have that weird friend thing where it's just like, do this, 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 and this. And I'm like,
Yeah, bro.
dude, you're the worst fucking teacher ever.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. This and this. What the fuck's that?
Oh, dude, the whole first year was just okay. The first song that I learned how to play was "The Beautiful People" by Manson.
Yeah.
Just straight power chords the whole time. And
Yeah.
if you listen to the first album, all the songs that I did, that's exactly what it is. Just straight power chords.
Yeah, but he is phenomenal at what he does when it comes to
yeah.
teaching kids, especially younger kids, man. He's like that's why when he's like, I'm gonna be a dad, I was like, you're gonna be fucking awesome at it,
He
because
is gonna be a
he's
great
so
dad.
good with kids.
Yeah.
Like he's such a good dude, man. I love him to death. That's like a brother to me. He really is. And like and he always talking about they do sell music and stuff. And I don't know if he has lessons open, but if that's something you're looking at, go check out Fulton's music on Facebook as well. But what inspired you?
Oh man, well, we talked about my dad a little bit earlier. When I was way younger, like definitely younger than 10, he tried to teach me how to play guitar, and being a contrary young boy, I didn't want to be what my dad was. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to play guitar, I want to play bass.
Yeah.
So I got that, and it just kind of went from there. It was a lot of years of picking it up and putting it back down, not really making any progress. But back in high school, it really came to a head when me and Mike got that band together, and I got better from there. And now I'm back in here, back with Mike again.
Yeah, when I said right from the get-go when I was putting all this together again, like he was who I wanted, like in this with me, because when the first band that we were in, he's the only one that I don't have like. I don't want to say bad blood, but he's the only one that I talk to from back then.
And then, of course, I do singing too. I do backup vocals in the band as well.
Yeah.
He's better than me. Let me just throw that out there right
That's
now.
what they
He's better
say.
than me.
Like I do.
That's a theater in you.
Yeah, I do local theater at the Majestic Theater. I'm actually in
Dude,
their
that's such
production.
a cool fucking place. I'm
Right?
so pissed I learned about that so late. Like that's
Yeah.
another local thing in the area people need to check out. Like
It's true.
the Tuesday night movies where you can go see 80s movies on the screen. Like you'll never see those movies in a theater again. Like and the Majestic's bringing that back. Like we don't have a local movie theater where you can see upcoming blockbusters. But if you want to go see The Warriors or Breakfast Club or Pretty in Pink, the Majestic got you covered. So
Yeah.
I think that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I think they have a lot of Halloween movies and stuff coming up.
Yeah.
The next month or so. I was just reading on their site.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
fucking great.
like,
And then they put the plays on too.
Oh yeah. Right now I'm in a production of Oliver, like Oliver Twist.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's going to be the week before Thanksgiving is when that's happening, and then I'm going to be directing a show there come next year.
Awesome.
Not a musical or anything, just
Yeah.
a play, but that's really cool. And I've been in tons of musicals there
Yeah.
in the past couple of years.
Have you ever gone to BTE, the Bloomsburg Theater Ensemble?
I have not.
Check them out. Like if you ever like follow them and check them out, they do awesome play work. And we interviewed the one guy who does production with them, and he was the original Zelda in Pet Sematary.
Oh, that's so cool.
So if you don't know who Zelda is, I don't know if you remember the movie, the girl in the bed who was that was a dude, and he lives in Bloomsburg, and he's a part of the and he's a fucking fantastic actor.
Wow.
Yeah, he's really fucking good. Yeah, we've seen this one production they did. I don't know the title because it was so long.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna paraphrase. It was like the boy that one day found his neighbor's dog dead, or the curious events of.
Oh, they just recently did that at Majestic.
Yeah, did
They-
they?
one of my friends, Kelsey, played the main character.
Yeah, they did it at BTE, and they brought this guy in who I guess helped do like the big shows, like the lights and the sound and stuff. It was unbelievable. Like,
Wow.
it really opened an eye to autism and really showing what people with autism go through and putting that on light. And then with the way they use the light production and the sound, like when he would go through an overstim, they would crank the lights up and strobe them, and then they would put like a squeal in the one speaker, and then this speaker would be really loud, and you would hear 14 conversations going, and then train go by, and then you're sitting in your seat like yourself are going through like this overload of sound and lights.
Yeah.
And then like at the end are like exactly what you guys experience in those moments of chaoticness. That's what someone with autism goes through like on the norm, like when they go through their stim. You know what I mean? So it was super powerful. It was a really good play.
Yeah,
So
that
yeah, if
sounds
you're
really good.
into that, definitely check. And they're always looking for people to like do product, like to join them and do stuff with as well.
Yeah, I'll definitely look
Yeah,
into
they're
it.
fucking awesome. Really good stuff. But yeah, I definitely want to check more stuff at the Majestic there. Yeah. What about for your guitar shredding over there?
Well, my dad, I was always being around my dad. He used to play guitar back in the day and like in church bands and stuff. And then one day playing
Did
rock.
your dad shred like that in church?
No, nothing like
Oh
that.
my god! If he did, I'd go to church every Sunday.
Yeah, no. But
You
then,
feel the Lord?
then he was going to a guy out in Friedensburg that does guitar lessons. His name's Sterling Cuck. He plays around the area a lot in like blues bands and stuff. So my dad got me in there for guitar lessons, and then, you know, as he's like, wow, you're really progressing really fast. Like, this is amazing. So
Yeah.
that's how I got to where I am.
He's
now.
not lying. You- If you got to see him on guitar, it's
Yeah.
something to see. And what inspired you to pick up the sticks?
Same thing like Mike said before. I actually started with bass years and years and years ago. But I'll be honest with you, I can't do stringed instruments. I can't. I just don't got the fingers for it. I forget where everything's at. So I had traded my bass with my buddy Jake I went to high school with. Gave him like $100 and bought his drum kit and gave him my bass. And I just remember setting up in the barn at my parents' house. And I just kept playing and playing, and I just kind of took off from there. I never stopped. Whatnot.
What was the first song you learned on drums, or what was the song you heard? I'm like, I have to learn this.
First song I heard, I think "Stay Together" for the Kids by Blink-182.
Phenomenal.
I actually recorded that as a drum cover on my YouTube channel like 7 or 8 years ago at this point. I did some like Green Day and Offspring ones, and then just took a hiatus until pretty much I got with this band, and then just
Is this your first band?
not first band like this. We had garage bands. A couple of friends playing together, nothing serious. So yeah, this is my first big band. We're going somewhere. It's awesome.
Now you said you're a big Blink fan, but besides Travis Barker, who are some other drummers that inspired you to pick up the sticks or keep going and learning from them? Or drummers you enjoy listening to?
Trey Cool from Green Day. He always seemed like a maniac on the drums, so I always watched them. Even Dave Grohl back in Nirvana and whatnot. I mean, anybody that was really, hard rocky, punk rocky,
A lot of those guys are very unorthodox too. Like they don't have your traditional drum
playing style and the way they hold and everything.
David Grohl and Travis Barker look like animals.
Yeah,
from the
they're
Muppets.
always flinging around. Yeah, I always thought that was so cool. They just seem so emotional. So it's
So into it all the time.
yeah. So that's why if you ever see me, if we're playing in the basement, going over stuff, I'm so lost in thought, just smashing around. So yeah, it really helps me break out of my shell. So that's kind of what I do.
Who are some local drummers in the area that you like going to see?
Oh, I don't even know. I not really a favorite. Anybody that plays drums is always an inspiration to me because I can see what they do and you can see the love they have for it. And you don't have to have a favorite. I love them all.
Yeah, 100%. So many talented. I guess the music in our area is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is not, once again, maybe I'm kind of taking a shot at you. I don't really care. You don't like me anyway. Not you guys. The people I'm about to talk about. Like, we have an amazing music scene, especially with original bands in our area.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a radio station in our area who doesn't fucking showcase any of them.
I know.
That annoys the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Like,
Same here.
A lot. Like 97.9X has this segment where they take local talent or local people and they do like an hour or two a day where like, we're going to showcase this band or we're going to have this band come in and talk about their stuff.
Yep.
And our local station just refuses
It just
to do
doesn't
it.
even.
Yeah, like
I'm not even part of the scene or anything.
We got one of our songs on the X. didn't
Yeah, we had our song that we shot the music video for
Yeah.
Gone Tonight. That was on 97.9. Like that it was fantastic.
Yeah, even when I did Skookstug, like I reached out to him like, hey, can we like come in and talk about it? Like we have a lot of cool stuff, a lot of local bands. And they're like, no, like just ignored me.
Seriously?
Yeah, didn't even. And then my aunt didn't believe me that I reached out to them. So she messaged them and asked about it, and they're like, man, if you're looking for Skookstug, Google it. Yeah, so they told her.
Wow.
And then she goes, "That's not really cool because you guys are supposed to be like you're the biggest radio station in School County, and your
you
your
affect
job
so many
your
people,
job
yeah.
is to put people over and show people what's going on in the area. And it's just like if they don't see money, they don't care.
Nah, they just want to play the same 20 songs and do like
Repeat
couple
102.
hours.
And then laugh at their own jokes on
Yeah.
their station all day long.
Yeah, no one else is. It's just you guys.
Yeah.
Just in case you're listening.
Did you hear the four? You're like, oh, I'm turning this off. Yeah. I think more people subscribe to satellite radio and listen to Spotify than listen to that.
Oh my god,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
nonsense.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I would support them more if they supported other people.
Yeah.
Like, and listen, I'm about our major people in our area, like, major car dealerships and jewelry stores and stuff. But that seems like the only people they care about. Like, if you're rich, then they'll promote the shit out of you. But if you're upcoming, they don't want to hear it.
Basically.
And I think that sucks. Like, that really sucks because there's so much cool shit in our area, man. Like your brother, he's working super fucking hard to revitalize Pottsville.
Yep.
And that T102 could be a huge factor in that. Like, hey, a new store just opened up the street, or the thrift shop, or like there's this new store in downtown Pottsville. Like, they could be a huge
get them publicity. You know,
yeah, they could be a huge cornerstone to getting eyes and ears to go support your local business. Like, sure, it's great to go to Walmart. Like, what are you going to go to Walmart for? Like a candle or a fucking a coffee or a Subway sandwich? No, go take a walk up your street and hit up T&T Deli or Farlow's or like. I you know, it sucks to say, like, but Subway's there, but like, why would you eat a Subway sandwich when you can get the same thing with more meat on it up the street at Farlow's?
Yeah.
Like, just support your local business.
Or why would you go to Dunkin' to get a coffee when you can go over to Pressed?
You can go to Press, you can go to Sage, you can
Yeah.
What's the other coffee shop that's really good where they do like all Rockstar themed drinks?
Oh my god,
I forget that
Yeah,
one.
I'm
that
not
one's
really
good
sure.
too. Like,
Yeah.
there's
I'm
so
not a
much
coffee drinker.
I'm not either. I'm
not
a
either.
tea drinker. Sage has awesome tea.
They do have awesome tea.
I wish Sage was open more
Well,
hours
yeah.
because like she makes great food. Like her
Yeah.
drinks are phenomenal.
Yeah, like press is tough for me because I don't like the coffee, but like their paninis and their I don't know if I'm saying, or whatever they're called. Crepes. Yeah, I call them
there you go.
paninis, but they're
Yeah,
crepes.
like I had a matcha chai there. It was banging.
Yeah, they do. There's so much cool shit in our area, man, and people don't know about it because their only outsource is possibly like that radio station or Facebook. But Facebook is flooded with negativity and what our president's doing and how.
damn right.
And who gives a shit about that? Like, that's why I do this. Like, let's put some people over. Let's talk about some awesome businesses. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like it's just there's so much cool stuff there. And we could all support each other and make local business awesome, but we just got to do it together. Yeah.
There's just so much more around here than like you said, like what people are giving the place.
Yeah.
You know, like there's actually a lot to go out and do if you really searched for it.
Yeah.
I've lived here my whole life, and I've always had something to do.
Yeah, I
You
feel
know,
like-
if you don't, you're just not looking hard enough.
Yep.
I feel like there's this stigma about this place where Schuylkill County is a dead end.
It's a-
Like,
yeah, it's a rundown. You'll
There's
never
nothing
make it out.
here.
Yeah.
yeah, and that's how I felt about it
Data
like my
Remember
entire
song,
life.
you know?
Yeah.
But like you look around and there's so much happening, and it's becoming better and better
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
single year. The revitalization of the community, it's amazing.
Yeah, it was
100%.
second year in a row we did the Pottsville on tap and whatnot. Like, that's something new we're bringing in town.
Yeah.
Everybody loves it. You know,
Yeah.
it's getting
Yeah.
all the businesses are getting publicity and stuff. It's
And that's not just a Pottsville thing too. Like other towns are starting to like take suit and be like, hey, if Pottsville could do it, we can do it. And,
Yeah.
and that's a big thing too. Like, if you're a Pottsville person and there's something going on in Monty City, like, it's always good to help each other out. I know there's that
Oh,
weird
yeah.
like north of the mountain, south of the mountain thing, but it doesn't have to be that way. Like, we're all can support each other. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
I wish more of the mountain stuff on this side of the mountain had bands, like bars that opened up to more music in the area. But
So
like,
do we.
But a lot of those towns don't like. The best way you can start, like, for example, I love McNiff's. McNiff's has a great setup when it comes to bands.
Yeah.
But the problem is the Monty City people don't really know about those bands because they stay in that community.
Yeah.
And if they see the cover at the door and it's $3 or $5, they're like, I'm not going in there, unless they look in the window and see it's packed. If there's no one in there, they're gonna go to the bar down the street because they have 4 choices on the same street.
Yeah.
But if like your band can bring 15 people into the bar, more people in that town will be like, oh, there's a crowd in there.
There's 30 people there.
There's people in there. What's going on? Are they a really good band? And then that piques their interest. So the next time you come back, you build up your audience.
Exactly.
It's a slow build, but it can happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like a lot of the bands that I'm familiar with in the area are from like Pottsville.
Yeah.
And I'd like for us to get bands from like Mahanoy City, Shenandoah, Ashland,
Yeah.
like Tamaqua, all over. And
Well, I
get us
have a
together.
theory with that. Like, there is bands and there is very talented musicians in Monty City. They're same with Shenandoah. But you have to kind of look at the music program. Monty City has a great music program, but for some reason, it doesn't generate your local band scene.
Yeah.
Pottsville, Minersville, Tamaqua are generating a lot of very talented bands. Schuylkill Haven producing some bands. You know what I mean? And they're things that it really. I don't know. I had never been in the band. I know people on the Monty area band thing, and they are very talented. And there's a lot of really talented musicians there. I just don't know what is holding them back when it comes to becoming in a band. Like, you don't hear like a very big standout like, oh, I'm from Monty City and I'm going to start a band in this area. Like, it's they're there, or they were there and now they're no longer.
Yeah.
But I would love to see that come out in other bands, and maybe more people can be inspired by that scene in the Pottsville scene to do that. But you guys on this side of the mountain are definitely killing it when it comes to doing that. Like, the Pottsville talent is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It really is. That whole side, the Pottsville, like we said, Pottsville, Schuylkill Haven, Minersville is just really, really good.
It's true.
And your local areas support it. I wish there was a bigger venue for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do we.
It's really not there.
Unfortunately, the biggest venue we played was over at Goodfellas. Like, how long ago was that?
Months ago at this point.
Oh,
let me
God.
tell you, that was a family and friend show.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a family
The
and
the
friends
problem with
show.
that is a lot of that place has built up a stigma.
Yeah.
And and they have to do some things to break that stigma, but they're not really doing it.
Yeah.
It is what
We've
it is.
noticed.
And I'm not bashing. Like I'm more or less saying it to hopefully inspire you to do it, because you're sitting on a gold mine when it comes to local talent in your area. That should be the place to be every Saturday night.
Yeah.
It's a
This is
nice place.
great. I mean,
It's
it's
big.
huge.
And you can put a show there on a Saturday, and somebody else could be playing at Woody's or be playing at Strikers, and you'll lose every time, because people are more inclined to go to those venues and willing to be packed in like sardines because of the stigma of that place.
Yep.
And that's sad, because that place is a gold mine when it comes to that. Can be the Croc Rock, that could be the Chameleon Club,
Yeah,
but you got to put money in to get money back out.
it's true.
Yeah, it sucks. That's like a very touchy thing for me, because I do support the local music scene as much as I do, and it sucks. Like, I love the local, like how the Wheel does their music, how Woody's does their music. The Crimson House is trying to, but you don't have much room.
Yeah, it's-
Yeah.
Hopefully with the
Very
renovations, I've been hearing good things that might
Oh,
be
yeah.
coming out of that.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to give away anything because not everything's out there, but if what I've heard is supposed to be happening with that place, it's going to be awesome. And I think that's going to be a big front runner when it comes to local music in the area.
I think so too.
But like Strikers is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only what I wish Strikers would do though is I wish they do parking lot shows again.
Oh my God, yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yes. The only problem is when you shut down a parking lot, you have nowhere else for people to park again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For young under 21 bands, Roller Roost. Like,
Yeah.
if
Oh,
you're-
I
Remember when
I
they
wish
used to
they
be
still had
hopping?
them.
Yeah.
yeah, there's so many talented underage bands, but we can't hear them because they can't play in a bar. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: once again, with those older 21 bands, go to Roller Roost and say, "Hey, we're a band. We want to play here." They're not going to turn you down.
No, yeah.
The problem is they're not just going to go out and do their research and find you. You got to step up as a band and say, "Hey, we want to be here." And then same thing goes with other venues. Like Max will contact every band in the area and try to get shows. Like,
Yeah, he will.
You got to kind of swallow your pride sometimes as a band, because no one's going to be like, "Oh, I got to reach out to this band and book them." You got to kind of do it yourself sometimes, because it's just the way you got to do things. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you looking at him?
No, that's what I got to do better
That's
on
us
right
looking
there.
at him.
Oh, yeah.
He feels the tension.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God,
Motherfucker.
they're not looking at me, but I can feel it right now.
Feel the side eye.
Yeah, dude, it's such good stuff in this area, man. I'm super proud to be a part of it and know about these bands, and excited to see the growth, because it's just gonna keep getting better. I'm pumped.
Yeah, same here,
So
man.
are we.
So you guys got your T-shirt, right? That I'm proudly sporting, my face T-shirt.
Only a few left. We're gonna sometime within the next couple of months, we're gonna have like our whole website up and running, a merch store and everything. We want to get up and running for everything too, for everybody that like couldn't get one of these shirts because they were a limited supply right from the start. You
Well,
know?
the thing we talked about earlier, you could literally put the same logo on and bring it back.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Who did the art?
My old friend did the art for that one.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah. He actually said he was going to do it for free
Hmm.
for me, and I did the exact same thing that you said. I'm like, no. How about I like give you some money for your work there, buddy?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like you sat and designed this for me, so I can sell it. Why wouldn't I give that back to you?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's that. Eventually, I want to hopefully get to the point where like my podcast is enough demand that people buy a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Because once I get to a point where I have the equipment I need, like my goal is to just stash and like be a startup program for people. Like that's my overall goal.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, oh, you're going through some hard times. We're sitting on some cash. Here you go. Or you wanna go see a show this weekend. We'll make sure you get there. Like just stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
I just definitely want to find a way to give back. But the first I gotta get myself out of the red that I'm in with the,
Trust me, I feel you.
but yeah, I do have a lot of high hopes, man, and I just continue to want to keep supporting local stuff and putting it out there. But I really appreciate you guys coming by and hanging out. Like that's awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks so much, man.
So yeah, just check out their Facebook pages and stuff going on there. Any last plugs you guys want to get out, or you guys want to know people to maybe put something or someone over?
Come out to a show, man.
Yeah.
You know,
See what we're about.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I gotta say, just from the few shows that we've played as all of us, we're animals when like we're up there moving around, headbanging and everything to our tunes and everything. Like we put on a good show.
Yeah.
And I'm confident enough to say that we put on a good show. So
Where could people hear your music?
anywhere that you can really find music. We have it all on YouTube. We have it on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, all those different music outlets, you know?
You can go on our Facebook, see the music video. We post clips of new and upcoming work on there, small little songs. So, and yeah, like you said, anything you can find, we have it on it.
Awesome. One last thing I want to talk about: that guy who just did the grilled cheese sandwich challenge.
What-
And the fucker did 2 of them.
Two of them in what, 21 minutes?
Yeah.
Crazy,
Dude.
Fucking disgusting. I'm
Two
sorry.
two bowls.
I mean,
12
I'm in
croutons.
awe,
Yeah.
but also fucking
Have you ever tried to
disgusting.
do the challenge?
Yes.
Oh, you have?
I'm
I have
lactose
not.
intolerant. All right, so I regret it instantly. I got about halfway through it, and I couldn't do it.
It was probably one that like we made by accident too.
Oh yeah, just sitting around like, oh, let's see if we can do it. No.
What is the over under on people who order it and actually finish it?
To be honest with you, I'm not too sure. Definitely a lot more people lose it than win it.
Yeah.
you
You'd
know.
have to check with the wheel and ask for personal info. I'm sure they would know.
Yeah.
I think more people win it than you'd think.
Yeah, more people win it than
a lot
you
of people
think.
would it.
Yeah. That one was nuts, man. 2 of them. Has anyone ever done 2, or is he the first?
He was
He
the
was
first.
first. Yeah, he was
That was-
first. Yeah,
Dude, I watched
Had
it.
the pleasure of
and
making it.
I wanted to puke when I watched it.
yeah. You weren't the only one.
I couldn't even bring myself to watch it.
Yeah, I
There's
kept
no
poking
way.
my head out of the kitchen, looking at it, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm
Dude,
gonna
that's
be
not
sick.
even the record. We had a guy finish just one of them, but he finished one of the grilled cheese platters in what was it, under 6 minutes?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like 5 minutes, 20
Well,
some
do you ever
seconds.
go to the? I always get it wrong. The cold stone or the chill out
I'm not
Shenandoah.
sure.
They do like an ice cream challenge.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Someone did one in like 6 minutes.
Oh my
the
God.
the next one next to that was like 15.
Oh,
Yeah, someone housed a bowl of ice cream in like a big.
I'd die. I would
Some
die.
people are just animals.
Yeah.
Oof.
Talk about brain freeze.
I hope that becomes like a thing. Like it's on TV one time. Like Guy Fieri comes in and tries. To, like,
We've talked about
Yeah.
that too.
Like
Yeah.
I remember when what's his name was doing all those food challenges. I forget what it was that was on TV. I would message and be like, "You need to go do the Screamer challenge in Gerardville." This
Oh,
is
yeah.
before you got the wheel was around, but yeah,
Was this at Tony's?
yeah, Tony's in Gerardville, like the Screamer challenge.
Yeah.
Like everything, like there's a few different places in our area that do challenges like that, but the wheels, like that one's getting popular. And obviously, congratulations to you guys. You guys were ranked like what, top 10 or top 5 in a local food venue. Like they
top 12. I think?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we were 12th. Yeah, we were 12th in
12th
the
in-
country for Time and Leisure magazine.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
small school county, and then there's
Yeah.
a restaurant that does grilled cheese sandwiches is
Yeah.
in there.
we were
slinging
blown
it and
away
killing it, yeah.
when that happened.
It's so cool, man.
Yeah.
And that's not easy to do because, like I said, there's so many. Like I always get in this argument when people are like, "Where can I get a good pizza in the area?" And I say, "Pick any of them." They're like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "If you can't find a good pizza shop in School County, I don't know what to tell you."
Yeah.
There's so many.
Every
Yeah,
like you can go to
yeah.
every town and get an amazing slice of
It's
pizza.
true.
And then maybe it's a New York thing where they go, "You haven't had pizza, you got New York. Fuck you and your New York
whatever.
pizza."
Yeah.
Like, I will put any Italian restaurant in our area toe to toe with any Italian restaurant in New York City, and
I
I
agree with
guarantee we will be on par with the New York
Oh, of
food,
Yeah.
course.
like the
and at a cheaper price.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
the OIP,
really-
the OIP over on 61 across from
Oh
Duncan.
my god.
Oh my god, I would get this pizza. I think they only serve it on Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
It is a chicken Alfredo pizza. Has pasta on it and chicken.
What about,
Oh my god.
What about the garlic knot pizza from the OIP in Pottsville?
Oh, just fuck me up.
That,
Garlic knot pizza.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's garlic. The crust is little garlic nuts.
Yeah.
And the
they're
pizza-
like sizable too. They're good.
It's incredible. They only make it like unlimited things. Like it's like a limited time. Like you have to check it out. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a sweet sauce guy. I like sweet sauce
So do
pizza.
I,
so do
yeah.
I.
So like pizza place here in Frackville or
Yep.
Sweet Pizza.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
like Frackville's got you covered when it
Yeah,
comes to sweet
sweet
pizza.
pizza,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, we're just getting on a weird food. thing. I told you they have it. We're just getting weird.
Honestly,
I'm
I'm getting
hungry.
hungry now.
Well, in Monty City, what did you like to eat there?
Oh, I would always go to Carini's.
Carini's?
Like, they had such good.
Well, that's
yeah.
completely different ownership now. I think.
Is it really?
I think so.
And there was a place I think across from Carini's that opened. I don't
Pascoli's.
remember. I think
The
that-
Dogies.
I think it was Pascoli's.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they had really good sweet pizza.
They
there.
have a thing called a dogi where it's like a pizza, but it's like a cold cut sandwich, like Italian.
Oh, that's
They're
interesting.
really good. And Monty's like we were just talking about them as a music venue, but McNiff's food in Monty City is awesome. They have a burger challenge, the heart attack burger.
Heart attack burger.
Yeah, or the artery clogger or something like that.
Oh
it's
my
called.
god.
Yeah,
I already won it.
yeah,
yeah.
They,
Sounds good.
They
Give
have
it to
a
me.
they have a food challenge there too. Yeah, but there's so much cool stuff in our area.
There's so much good food in this area. I remember years ago in Gerardville for I think it was some kind of parade. Bill Clinton was there, and
Yeah.
he got like a whole huge bag of Screamers.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Man.
it's some good shit.
I actually have like the most Schuylkill County tattoo of all time.
What's that?
I have Winnie the Pooh drinking a Gears iced tea.
Oh my
Oh, there
fucking
you
god!
Hey, I wouldn't be. No, man.
That's great.
I'd show that to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully one day I meet like someone from the Gears family and be like, I love your stuff so much I have a tattoo done me.
Oh, but the
And they're
house
like,
I-
here's chocolate milk for life. And I'm like, thank you.
The house I live in right now with my family. Before we moved in there, that was who lived there.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love Gears iced tea, Middlesworth barbecue chips. And
I
Mrs.
downed a big bag. I downed a big bag of Middlesworth barbecue chips before we came here.
Yeah. Where do you guys get your kibasi from?
Kovalenix.
Oh,
Kovalenix,
absolutely, that's the way.
Yeah.
Now, maybe controversial. Cavalenix is amazing, but I think Lucky's is just as good in Shenandoah. I think they're both
had it.
really, really good.
I like
haven't had
Marlin's.
it.
Yeah.
Marlin
yeah.
has
Marlin's
some
was
good
pretty
kibasi.
good.
Yeah. Marlin just has good cold like meat there.
Oh, yeah, always, yeah.
And it's a good price, so you can go in there and get like for a normal price, you can walk out with like you could fill a fridge full of lunch
Oh, yeah.
meats for the day.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
like you
Oh,
can do.
dude, for all the fresh like meat stuff that we cook with, that's where we go to get it.
What's that place in Marlin in that little strip mall, that Italian place?
Oh, geez, I haven't really been up to Marlin.
That
very
one's
much.
fucking awesome too.
Yeah, I'm
Their
not
food's
sure.
really, really good.
I know if we're at the meat markets, you can get a lot of stuff really cheap up in Tony's too in Minersville.
Yeah.
Like you can
Yeah.
you can stock up there, get like 20 pounds of chicken.
I have
for,
friends come down from like New York and Philly, and they're like, "What are we gonna do this week?" And I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna go see a band. We're gonna go bowling, maybe go see a movie, and then go to the bar." And they're like, "I only brought so much money."
Don't you worry
Yeah,
about it.
And
You
I'm
don't need
like,
much.
all right, come on, let's go out. And we go out, and then they leave, and they're like, we're gonna get in the bus next. We're gonna go drive back to New York tomorrow. And they're like, dude, I'm leaving with money in my pocket, and we did a whole bunch of cool shit. Like,
Yeah.
like we would have be able to do 2 of those things in New York, and
Yeah.
I'd be broke.
I miss seeing movies here. Like I miss the Schuylkill Mall.
Oh,
like,
totally all, bro.
Are you trying to make me cry?
Yeah, right?
That's the sort of topic, dude.
I cried, yo.
Memories.
The day that closed, I was walking out of the mall with my wife, and I was like, this is the last time I'm ever going to be in. Like, I got emotional. I'm not going to lie. And I worked at the old movie theater. When
Really?
it was Regal, yeah.
Oh,
I worked
wow.
at Regal, and then I helped out a little bit at FYE.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I worked there because I pretty much just hung out with a
I-
T-shirt
oh
on.
my- this is back in high school, like and like middle school and everything for me and my friends. You probably encountered me a lot, and
Yeah.
if so, I'm so sorry.
Like, that was the place to hang out.
I didn't.
FYE in the movie
See,
theater,
like
man.
my wife was like the grump when it came to like the high, like the because she worked at FYE too, and she'd be like, I hate going to the mall on Friday because we go to the movie theater bar and hang
Yeah.
out. She's like, I fucking hate these kids. They're up here fucking causing trouble. I was like, I can't say anything because that was me at their age.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like going into the mall and just fucking shit up.
Yeah.
I was arrested in the mall a couple times.
Oh my god.
Like in handcuffs in the security office. Like, so I never yelled at a kid for being a kid in a mall because I was just as bad.
Yeah.
Like that was the fight spot. Like in our when I went to school, like
Yeah.
growing up, like because fighting was more like a thing, and I'm glad it's not as
Yeah,
bad
it's
as
not
it
as
like
bad as it was.
people are less likely to throw a punch now than before. It's like an old school mentality thing, but like that was the place to meet up. Like, oh, you're from Shenandoah, I don't like you. Like, I'll meet at the Fragful Mall. Like, we'll meet at Frag for Friday night, Memory Lane, and that's where you went and
Scrapped.
and and then he brought 15 of his friends, and you hope you had 15 too.
Yeah,
I never had
You
15
didn't,
friends,
no.
so yeah.
Imagine having 15 friends.
What the
Yeah.
hell's that shit?
Yeah, I never had that growing up. I just had like 3 really tough ones. That was all I needed. But yeah, the movie theater to Frack from Wall, I worked there. I met a lot of girls. That was a good time. I was fucking. I missed. Someone died on my shift up there.
Wow.
A guy died in the bathroom.
Yikes.
Oh,
He was a
Jesus.
truck driver. He had a heart attack in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And so here's a funny story. I didn't like cleaning bathrooms. I've actually quit that job 4 times because somebody destroyed the bathroom, and they're like, "You have to clean it," and I'm like, "Not doing
I
it."
don't.
And they're like, "That's your job," and I was like, "You pay me $7, I'm not doing it."
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like, "You have to." I was like, "No." And they're like, we'll fire you. I was like, I quit. And I would just hand them my shirt, and they'd be like, can you come back tomorrow after your shift? I'm like, 100%. But don't ever ask me to clean up someone's poop, pee, or blood. That's just my
Or a
that's
dead
my
guy.
No.
that's my word. That's my rule. So I would walk in, and the bathroom checklist was there, and I would just go TB, 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 check. From if I was there from 9 till 1, I would just write down the list.
Yep.
And then I was done for the day. My bathroom checks are done. So I guess I would peek in there and kind of check it. But if I didn't see nothing, I would walk out. So I guess a customer came up and like, there's a guy on the floor in the bathroom. And I was like, yeah, right, whatever. And he's like, no, dead serious. It's not good. So I went in, I was like, oh boy. Yeah, I got my boss. He came down. They called like the police. And so it was a really bad snowstorm. It was like Valentine's Day weekend. So the truck drivers were kind of stranded in Frackville.
Oh, no.
So they were just like sleeping in the parking lot. And then, of course, around here, like there is no such thing as you can't make it to work because it snows. So we had to be there. So the truck driver was like, we can't get on Interstate 81. It's shut down, like where I'm going. So he was just kind of staying there. So I guess he went in the bathroom and I guess sat down for a second, had a heart attack, and he's gone. But my boss came in, and then they called the coroner and all that stuff. And my boss, it's not funny, he's dead, but my boss, went to the coroner. He's like, how long has he been in there? And he's like, at least 2 hours. And he goes, who's been doing the bathroom checks? And I went, you got me. like it was sorry, I don't do bathroom checks. You fired me 2 days ago for this. They're like, if you would have did one bathroom check, you probably could have saved his life. I'm like, don't put this shit on me.
Step from the start, dude.
Yeah. And then they always joked around saying that like when they rebuilt the theater,
Yeah.
and it was haunted. And they said the theater that was the scariest was the PXC theater, one with the red chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and they right where they said like where people would work, that chairs would move and stuff, was literally right where the bathroom used to be.
Oh boy.
So the one day we're all hanging up there drinking and they're telling the story, and I was like, and they're always saying that the rumor is someone died in there, and I was like,
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah.
And like, how do you know? I was like, I was on shift that day. Like,
I fucking killed him.
yeah, I could be attributed to it, but I didn't. I was fucking lazy and someone died. Yeah,
His
But-
vengeful soul is wreaking havoc in the theater.
Yeah, now he's a parking lot.
Movie
so.
sucks.
It's not even a parking lot anymore. Have you been up there at all lately?
It's just a giant lot, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, like the whole foundation is just gone.
Yeah, it's like a
That's so
giant
sad.
dirt lot. They're supposed to be putting like a big factory or something there.
That's what I
At
heard.
least
Yeah.
jobs will come out
Yeah,
of it.
yeah, we'll get
right.
some work out of it.
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be cool. Hope we get a theater soon in the area.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Cool.
I know it was supposed to happen in Possible, but I don't think it's happening now. It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
No,
at
it's
all.
not.
No.
Yeah,
I haven't even heard anything in a long time.
because I refuse to go to fucking Hazleton.
Yeah,
No,
I went to
that's a
Harrisburg
trip.
and saw a movie today.
You know, the Bloomsburg Theater is not terrible.
really?
It's actually really nice. Like, and it's cheap.
Oh yeah,
Older online, it's cheaper.
I was there not earlier, like
Yeah.
months and months ago for a Dragon Ball Z movie.
Oh yeah,
do those
they
kind of
had it
things
up there. Yeah. What did you go see the other day?
Today I went to Harrisburg and I saw the Joker movie.
How was it?
Oh, it was actually really good. I was surprised.
I've
so
been hearing
jealous.
mixed things. So I heard that it's too real and people are hating it because it's talking about a subject nobody wants to talk about.
I could agree with that.
And then other people are like, it's a masterpiece because they are talking about it. Like, if that was never even based on the Joker, the DC Comics, and they just put that movie out, it would still be as good as it was.
Oh yeah, I can agree with that. Joaquin Phoenix did an amazing job.
Yeah. I'm interested. I'm a little bummed
Yeah,
there's no
same.
Batman, but...
Uh,
Oh, really? Okay.
There's no Batman,
They talk about him?
but there might be a Bruce.
Oh, yeah?
It takes place long ago, like
So is this is before he gets the acid bath?
it's not in the DC canon, I would say. I'd say this is like a standalone thing. They did their own thing with it.
Yeah.
They gave him a name. I don't remember what the name is.
They did in the comics as well.
It's a different thing. Like, it's all original.
Yeah, because the backstory for Joker that they did one time in the comics, where he was a stand-up
Yeah.
comic and he was super depressed and he was going through everything they kind of did in the movie, and then some gangsters were like, "Well, hey, we can use you for a job if you want to make quick money," and they used him as like a fall guy, and then he was just like caught with his pants down, and then Batman was
He got
just
the
like,
acid bath.
yeah, and then Batman like he kind of just was victim of circumstance and then fell in the acid pit and then came out and just lost his mind
Yeah,
completely.
this takes place, like, Bruce appears in it, but he's like a little kid. I don't want to go too into
Oh, really?
spoilers. So yeah, like,
Yeah.
Thomas and Martha Wayne are still alive, like,
Cool.
but basically like the Joker lives with his mother at this point. He's like a struggling guy with a horrible mental illness. He has this condition, and he's trying to be a stand-up comedian, and no one takes him seriously. He gets his ass kicked a couple times in the movie. Like, it's actually sad. Like, if it wasn't in the Batman universe, DC, with the Joker, like, you would feel so bad for this guy. You do anyway, but...
Is he, like, super vicious? Like...
At some points, like,
Good.
towards the end. Like,
Yeah,
when he
'cause
starts being the Joker, like, yeah.
Is that the face paint he used the whole movie?
No, like,
Thank God.
most of the movie, he's not in face paint.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because when they do paint his face, I fucking hated it. I hate that
Really?
new face paint.
It's not as bad, like, in the movie
Really?
itself. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't look bad, like, in motion.
I didn't like Heath Ledger's face paint either. The big raccoon eyes.
Okay, yeah,
like
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
No, it was a fantastic movie, though. I would suggest it.
Cool. There's so much out in theaters right now I want to see. Like, I want to see the new Rob Zombie from Three from Hell. Like, the continuation of Devil's Rejects.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
he continued it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I want to know how they continue it. 'Cause
Yeah.
At the end of the car scene where Freebird's playing and they're shooting at the cops.
Yeah.
I want to know how
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the end of it then, I guess, because the one actor passed away.
Yeah, Sid Haig.
so,
But
yeah.
they said that even if they were to do another one, they wouldn't. They that was the last of Sid Haig in that one either.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah. But are you guys more? We'll get nerdy a little bit. Are you guys more DC or Marvel?
I'm more DC. Like
I am too.
anything about Batman.
Oh,
like,
he's
I
grabbing
know.
it.
Here we go.
I used to be a big DC guy, but lately with all the Avengers movies, I kind of...
So the cinematic universe converted you more to Marvel.
Yeah.
I think Marvel has it on lock with the cinematic universe, but DC has always been better with like animated movies, animated TV series. They've
Yeah.
always had that.
For sure.
Video games.
I've never really played a lot of
Batman
like,
video games are so
superhero.
good.
Batman.
Oh, yeah.
the
I never
Arkham
played a lot of them.
trilogy. That was
Yeah.
my shit.
But I agree with what he said. The Marvel Cinematic Universe really did take it by storm, but all the DC like television series that are on that you can see on Netflix and stuff, like I fell in love with them.
Yeah, like the Batman cartoons.
Yeah,
Superman
yeah.
cartoon,
The only
like-
show that DC made that I was on board with and now I hate it is Arrow. Arrow
I
is
never
Arrow's a
watched the
wannabe
first
Batman
season.
show.
I never got into the
Flash is really good.
I
Flash
watched
is really
Flash
good,
a lot.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
Actually,
liked
in the middle
Flash
of-
when I saw it. I liked Arrow a little bit when I saw it, but like I
Arrow
just never
for the
really
first,
got into it.
Yeah, the first 2 seasons of Arrow were cool, but every time that it was like cool is because they were using Batman villains.
Yeah.
And then they're like, then
because I know Deathstroke was in it, right?
yeah, and then spoiler alert, like in season 3, Arrow goes to the League of Shadows and meets Ra's al Ghul, and Ra's al Ghul looks him dead in his eyes and said, "I want you to take over as the leader of the of this organization." And I went, "I'm fucking done," and I turned it off. Like this whole show, I was like, "Oh, I get why I'm kind of into this because they're tricking me into like Arrow because I like Batman, and they couldn't make a Batman show, so they fucking made him Arrow."
Right, and I've seen a couple episodes of Gotham, and that was an interesting show.
So I didn't see. I was one of the guys who was like, I can't stand when they fucking change shit from the comics. Like, so I was so against it. But then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a step back and I'm gonna go watch Gotham and let them do their own thing and make their own things out of it. And I appreciated it more. Like that was a big thing that turned me off of the Marvel universe. I loved Iron Man 1. Iron Man 2, meh. I never was a Hulk fan. I didn't like Thor, but the first Thor movie was good. I didn't like the second one. Everyone thought the Winter Soldier, everyone's like, oh my God. I didn't like it. Most of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, I didn't like. To me, the reason I didn't like them is because they never had a villain that felt like it was a true villain. Like,
Yeah,
They were
like,
always kind of buddies.
yeah, and like you're like watching it, and you're like, oh, it's a villain, and you're like, well, this villain does not grab me at all. I already know he's gonna fucking get his ass kicked. This like they did Ultron. I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. Like they finally got a villain, and Ultron was a pussy.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I watched like Civil War, and I was like, cool, if they do the Civil War storyline, it's one of the best comics of all time. And I watched it, I was like, this is fucking bullshit. Like they're fighting in the airport and they're making jokes with each other. Like it was too jokey for me.
Yeah.
So I think that's what turned me off of the Marvel universe.
I mean, I think they did the jokiness well in the latest Thor movie.
Yeah.
That
one-
Ragnarok.
that was great.
Yeah.
But that
I
was supposed to be
really-
a Planet Hulk movie. Like to me, that's supposed to be like a loosely based Planet Hulk.
Yeah,
And I seen the trailer, and I was like, I don't know if I want to watch it because Planet Hulk's a good comic. But they just like, let's make Planet Hulk, but we can't make Planet Hulk because we can't make a standalone Hulk movie because we don't have the rights to it because he's still owned by Universal.
Yeah. So
So let's put Thor in there somehow. And I was like, I don't want to. I heard it was amazing. Everyone liked it, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I liked it.
My favorite Marvel movie out of all of them so far was Black Panther.
I didn't watch Black Panther.
I thought it was good, but I don't think it was fantastic.
See, that was the only one where I actually felt like the villain was like,
I love the villain.
on par with the hero. Like,
Yeah.
Killmonger was great.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I liked how it had a lot of like social, like for me, comic books, I like when they tackle social issues. Like X-Men was created because Stan Lee was very loosely basing each character between Professor X and Magneto from Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
Yep.
Like Professor Xavier was Dr. King with like, hey, we will rise, we will conquer, we will come together, we will join as one. And Magneto was more like, we will take over at any means. Like, they don't respect us, we will take over by any means necessary. So it was a very, and Black Panther did the same thing. Like, there was a quote in that movie to this day I thought was super powerful. When, if you haven't seen it yet, there's at the end, obviously Killmonger is critically injured, and they said, we can save you, like, we can heal you. And he goes, what? Like, so I could be a prisoner the rest of my life? He goes, I'd rather die in the ocean than be a slave for the rest of my life. Like, when some of the slaves were being brought over on ships, they fought to the point where they were killed in the ship and dumped in the ocean because they'd rather fight for their freedom than just be a slave their whole life. Yeah. Like, that was like a very powerful quote in that movie. I thought it was good. Like, what got me with Killmonger is when he was sitting there with his girlfriend the whole time and they're kissing, they love each other, and it looks awesome. And then the Claw's like, what now? I got your bitch. And he's like, pfft, bang, and shoots in her head. Like, from that moment on, you're like, oh, Killmonger's not fucking playing.
Yeah, he's
like, I feel like with a lot of the Marvel villains, they kind of shy away from them actually being evil.
Yeah.
Like, they don't really do a lot of evil shit.
Evil ass shit. Like, that's why I want a good Fantastic Four, because I love Doctor Doom. And everyone fucking was terrible.
Yeah,
Like,
it's so bad.
They keep fucking
And like
it up.
they've been doing some neat shit with Doctor Doom the last like decade in the comics.
Yeah.
Like he's
like daddy. He's like, he doesn't, like, he dominates everybody. Like, he kills Thanos. And Thanos is holding the glove. But yeah, like, even when they brought Thanos in, like, the entire movie leading up to Thanos, like, they're like, haha, Thanos is coming, haha, and they're joking around, and then he snapped, and now you're like, oh, you want me to take this seriously now? Like, you just made a whole joke movie leading up to this when some serious shit was about to happen. I thought part 2 was good, though. I did enjoy part 2. The
I haven't
ending.
seen part 2 yet.
Yeah, it was really good. Spoiler, not spoiler, but if you're looking for a cool thing in it, there's a part where everyone rejoins, and Howard the Duck is standing in the crowd.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that.
I'm a big I hope they make a Howard the Duck movie.
I heard they're going to be bringing him back in a lot more cameos in some of the recent movies.
He should be the new cameo because they can't use Stan Lee.
Yeah, right.
I think that's what they're going to try to do.
And Seth
Pretty
Green
sweet.
voiced him when they had him in like when what's his name was getting licked by the dog and goes, that's gross.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully that could be like a good Disney Plus show. Like,
Yeah.
Disney Plus is getting a lot of cool stuff, like a
Right.
Howard the Duck
oh
show.
god.
That would be fun.
Like, and like DC, I don't know, they've just been like so weak with their movies.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
they've just been falling flat.
I probably one of the only. See, your people are going to listen to this and be like, you hate all the Marvel movies, but you say you like that movie. To me, it was darker, and to me, the movie played out like a comic book. I liked Batman vs Superman. And
I didn't see it.
and everyone hated it. So, like, to me, that movie, because people were like, "You're right here," and then it jumps here, but that's exactly what it, like. If you ever read a DC comic and you're reading it, and then you flip the next page and you're like,
That's how it goes.
did a page get stuck together? Like, and then you keep reading it, and you're like the whole time you're reading it, you're like, well, what the fuck happened on page 6? Like, it just stops, and then they then page 9 they go back and tie into page 6, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. And that's kind of how Batman vs Superman played out to me. I thought it was a very good comic book movie.
See, and another thing about that movie, I really like that movie too.
Yeah.
But something that, like, a lot of people like to harp on me for, I did not think Ben Affleck played a bad Batman.
I think he is the best cinematic Batman we've ever had. That's
Really?
my opinion. Because, all right, so if I look at Batman,
Yeah.
even when he's Bruce Wayne, I should be able to look at him and be like, I'm not going to fight him. He will kill me. Like, that man will whip my fucking ass. I'll fight Christian Bale tomorrow. Like, even when he was Batman, I was like, you're a fucking bitch. You're not even big. Like, I'll
It's
fight.
true.
You look like you're 165 pounds.
Soaking wet.
Yeah. Like, I love Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
I would have fought Michael Keaton's Batman.
That's
I'm kicking the shit out of George Clooney.
Oh my God, yeah.
The only one that would give me problems is probably Val Kilmer. Like,
Yeah.
But his suit had nipples. So
rubber nipple.
so when I seen Ben Affleck, and he was kind of like, he had a little bit of a, like, he wasn't six pack abs, but he had chest. He was big. He was almost 6 foot tall. He was over 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
He looked good in the cowl.
He reminded me of like the Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah,
like,
well, that's
type
what they kind of
Batman.
that's what they kind of derive from.
Okay.
And then
That makes sense.
And then also they showed it how he's also a detective. Mm-hmm. And then his hand-to-hand combat scene in that one movie was better than every fight scene we've ever seen Batman do. When they're fighting in the warehouse, and he's zip cord and throwing people, like, and people are like, well, he killed people in those scenes. Yeah, Batman, the whole no kill thing for Batman is stupid anyway. And that was like, you know what I mean? Like,
He's broken that rule so many times.
So I dug it, and then once they got rid of Snyder and they started replacing all the movies like Suicide Squad and stuff, I was like, man, these would have been great if they wouldn't have chopped them all apart.
Yeah.
Like, I would have loved to see. I still want to see Suicide Squad, the movie that we were supposed to get, because the movie we were supposed to get and the movie we got were two different movies.
Yeah.
Jared Leto was cut out almost the entire thing. Like, he said, like, I will never play the Joker again because I put up my fucking heart and soul into that role, and all my best work ended up on the editing room floor.
Of course it did.
Yeah, like, remember in the trailer when he's biting the grenade and half his face looked like it's melted off? We never even seen that. Like, there's so much to that character we never even got to develop. Like, people are like, he didn't make sense. He didn't make sense because they didn't fucking put in why he was the way he was.
They didn't let him make sense.
Like, they're like, why does he have a grill? Well, once Zack Snyder got fired, he started putting out online, like, well, this is what I was going to do. This is why this was this way. This is why. Like, the reason his teeth were, like, metal or silver is because Batman beat him up so bad he had to get replacement teeth.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't wearing a grill. Like, and when he was in jail, that was his way of, like in jail, he got tattoos. Like, so I thought, like, I don't know, I thought he was a decent Batman for that role. We wish we would have got more out of him.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I saw the trailer today for the Birds of Prey movie.
It looks decent.
And I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm interested in it, and I'm glad they're keeping with Margot Robbie because I think she's a perfect fit for the role in my opinion.
And hopefully, I think they take from this Joker movie, and if they continue more with the DC universe, because DC universe really gets into some hard, deep stuff, especially with mental health, and like all of Gotham is pretty much mental health issues.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's a huge part of it, and it's something that we should definitely talk about today because if it's not addressed, we can easily become Gotham. You know what I mean? If we don't start helping people go with these mental illnesses and these treatments, like, forget gun bans for, like, obviously it's something that's have to be looked in, but we can ban every weapon in the world. People with mental illnesses will still find a way to either hurt themselves or hurt others if they're not treated, and that's we can easily like, every single person at this table is one bad day away from being the Joker.
It's true, man.
You know what I mean? And I love.
And that's kind of how this new movie played out. It was like just bad day after bad day.
Yeah,
like getting the shit end of the stick, and finally he snaps.
Like Bill Burr makes a joke. He's like, "You ever drive down the street and you see all the people on the sidewalk?" He goes, "I can make the news tonight if I just go like this." It's dark. It's funny. Like, obviously don't do that. Yeah, but that's the truth. Like, and if you're not in the right frame of mind because you can't get the help you need, like, that's how people get hurt. And that it definitely is something that needs to be addressed in our country.
That's something that happened pretty early on in the movie. Is that funding was cut? Like, spoiler alert, sorry, it's not a huge detail, but funding was cut for the health services. So the person, the Joker, couldn't get his medication anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much what you know anything about Skid Row in Los Angeles? Skid Row is literally a section of LA that is pretty much there's no business, there's no nothing, and it's just literally wall to wall tents, and it's homeless people, and not just homeless people, but people with mental illness, and it's just like the homeless live in this section called Skid Row, and a lot of it was started when in like the Reagan administration, I believe, is when they stopped doing mental health hospitals. So we either put them in jail, like we send them out to either hurt someone or get in trouble, and then we put them in jail, and then we just keep them locked up in a cage their whole life instead of treating them, or they don't get in trouble and they sit and live on the streets all day and we just wait for them to die. That's pretty much what it's happening at this place in Skid Row. Yeah. And then they become drug addicts and alcoholics because they just become a victim of their circumstances because they're living in tents. It's a scary, scary thing that we can definitely be diving into if it's not addressed. You know, it's
just going to keep getting worse and worse.
Yeah, yeah. Like, there's a lot, like, this, and it could happen in any town, man. It could really, like, I always tell, like, when you see someone walking the street and they look a little off and a little weird, don't judge them. Like, probably, I try to have conversations with those people because people, like, instead of judging them, they probably need someone to talk to. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's sad that we're just quick to judge that way. But, yeah. All right. think that'll wrap it up.
Yeah,
Good?
Right when you are.
sounds
All
good,
right.
yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much. We
thanks
we
for
got the
having
band
us.
stuff out, and then we talk a little nerd. I'm so excited
Yeah.
for tomorrow to sit down with my boys and do like the Not Cool in High School. Pumped. We had that
Nice.
week off. And I'm just so excited to dive into it. But thank you guys so much for coming in. Anytime you guys any of you guys have anything you want to plug or you have anything going on, new album, new thing, tag me and we'll share it on the page.
Of course.
And the day you turn 21, we'll get the band back and we'll do a Bangin' Beers.
All right, yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah.
What did you think of Zombie Dust? The only one drinking.
Oh, yeah. My bad. I liked it, actually. I didn't think it was too bad.
Yeah, that's one of the top rated beers in Indiana.
Yeah, I won't lie. I was a little apprehensive at first. Looking at it, I was like, "Oh, zombie dust. It's gonna taste like crap." But no, man,
The artwork is awesome. on
Yeah,
it.
no, it's sweet. It was really good.
Nice.
I'm glad you gave it to me.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Check all the links below. Go support your local music. Go see this band live. They're fucking awesome. They do a great job. Next time I'll see it'll be a full band.
Yep.
And then I'm sure they're probably just as good with 4 than the 3. But yeah, it was awesome seeing you again, man.
Yeah, nice to see you too.
Yeah, it was good catching up again. I'm glad you're doing cool stuff and you got good people around you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, well, that'll wrap it up. Thank you guys for interviews with everybody. People, we're out.
Sweet.
Living my life, just living my life, just living my life. It's my time. Just living my life, just living my life, just living my life. It's my time. Athletic at the peak of my life. Slipped a couple times. I was speeding on ice. Never took a risk. Then you cheating your life. You never took a risk. Then you cheating your life. It's a hole in my heart, probably never be filled. And part of me thinks it'll never be healed. I lost some of my family to the dope. Overflow my mind with positive vibes, that's how I cope. They ask if I stop, I tell them no. Speak foul on my name, clean your mouth out with soap. I'm crying right now while I'm writing this shit. I'm dying inside just from fighting this shit. Amidst all the darkness, I see light in this bitch. Give me one small spark and I'm igniting this bitch.